now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic what Friday. And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic what Friday. And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic what Friday.
The time I'm shaping my whole barn, I'm a sick. You say me the headache. War, now I'm sitting here, a 2 year. To Pono, the Emily for me, make us say, before baby, make us saying it. Somebody am working on. But I'm sure I'm sure I don't make a sha, mammy. But I'm who be who pa, the sham me black. Cause was a monsieur to Pono, I'm a monsieur to. The sham me black. Who be who pa? I'm sure I don't make a sha, mammy. But I'm who be who pa? The sham me black. Cause was a monsieur to Pono, I'm a monsieur to. The sham me black. Cause was a monsieur to Pono, I'm a monsieur to. The sham me black. Cause was a monsieur to Pono, I'm a monsieur to.
And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic what Friday. And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic what Friday. And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic what Friday.
This is my story. Oh, this is my song. Oh, praising my Savior all the long. Oh, this is my story. This is my song. Oh, praising my Savior all the
And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic what Friday.
Hey, Parakuru Herde, Hey Fufu Hara. Oh, that's nice. Say ya, you all the cock. Table on Swabo said you or Beshan Moon, maybe a Shakan with Piamo. In a hurry, ho, here, Mare, Charlie Gagake, hore, Mare. Oh, hurry, ho, here, Mare, Charlie Gagake, hore, Mare. Oh, Query hey, Parakuru Herde, Hey Fufu Hara. Oh, that's nice. Say ya, you all the cock. Table on Swabo said you or Beshan Moon, maybe a Shakan with Piamo. In a hurry, ho, here, Mare, Charlie Gagake, hore, Mare. Oh,
And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic what Friday.
What's the meaning of my dear phone? I don't have some money that's one year soon. Yeah, and here you pa. Everything I could pour me a satra. Then I'm a bar. Who is I want a young manum. I want a young manum. I want a young manum. What's the meaning of my dear phone? I don't have some money that's one year soon. Yeah, and here you pa. Everything I could pour me a satra. Then I'm a bar. Who is that? abona nyek manum.
And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic hot Friday.
Oh, no. Get you, man. Oh, 2022, you change the style. You don't remain in one place.
At all.
You cannot be a stagnant personality. Once it's new year, new month, new fashion, everything has to change about you. Yes, let it go, they change the element. I cannot remain in one costume because I dress to kill.
And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic hot Friday. And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic hot Friday.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Happy Father's Day, Brendan. You're so shimmering, organic, vegan, and GMO. Guide up there, just like this, so natural. Yeah, yeah, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Happy Father's Day, Brendan. You're so shimmering, organic, vegan, and GMO. Guide up there, just like this, so natural. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
My darling. Bittersweet, a memory, and that is all I'm taking with me. So goodbye, please don't cry. I'll be one, no, I'm not watching with me. And I will always love you. Why? I will always love you. My darling. Bittersweet, a memory, and that is all I'm taking with me. So goodbye, please don't cry. I'll be one, no, I'm not watching with me. And I will always love you. Why? I will always love you.
And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic hot Friday.
Baby, come to my bedroom. Oh, come to my bedroom. I will show you something fine. Never see, never see. Yeah, yeah. Baby, come to my bedroom. Oh, 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 come to my bedroom. I will show you something fine. Never see, never see. Yeah, yeah. Sometimes wall black standing by the floor. The way they cut him in the wind, snowing wrong. I get it why you take it bill so. You never lie, shit. You tell her why you take it bill, you on my life. Yeah, yeah, baby, come to my bedroom. Oh, come to my bedroom. I will show you something fine. Never see, never see. Yeah, yeah. Baby, come to my bedroom. Oh, 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 come to my bedroom. I will show you something I never see, never see. Yeah, yeah.
And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say me who the America dynamic hot Friday. And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous sweet. Just say, me who the America dynamic hot Friday.
Hi, babe. I had to put on my face shades today. Because when I look left, I see you. When I look right, I see you. When I look up, I see you. When I look down, I see you. When I look all around the air, I go to bounce like a circle, you go to bounce there, well, but then you come steady, I still see you. Because when I put on my bay shades, you the only one I see that day. Bye, babe. And that's why you, my WCW today, I love you, babe. Because when I put on my bay shades, you the only one I see that day. Bye, babe. And that's why you, my WCW today, I love you, babe. Because when I put on my bay shades, you the only one I see that day. Bye, babe. And that's why you, my WCW today, I love you, babe. Because when I put on my bay shades, you the only one I see that day. Bye, babe. And that's why you, my WCW today, I love you, babe.
All right, good evening and welcome to With All Your Respect Extended Version. My name is Kevin Ekobedu Taylor. When it's Friday, it's Mixed Bag Day. Today, if you've been watching the show for a very long time, you know on Fridays, we do it in a different way. Tonight's show is going to be a rough cut, things that we could not speak on, a jandam that we killed and we want to re-kill, social issues that we believe are very important to speak on, political issues that we also believe that are very important to clarify, kill Jandam, and speak on. We also have other very important matters. When they come across, as we do the show, we will also speak on them. If today's your first time here, this show is with Audio Respect Extended Version. We are streaming live from our studios here in Washington, D.C. It's exactly 4:56 p.m. East Coast time is definitely 8:56 in Ghana. We are streaming live from our studios. We are live on TV. We are live on radio. We are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are live on TikTok tonight. Tonight you can watch tonight's show on Loud Silence TV on Multi TV. Loud Silence TV on Multi TV. We are in 22 African countries, including Ghana. We are also live on YouTube. Our official YouTube name is Loud Silence TV. Loud Silence TV on YouTube. We are streaming live on Facebook. We have 2 official pages on Facebook. Loud Silence TV on Facebook and also With Audio Respect page on Facebook. Loud Silence TV on Facebook and also With Audio Respect page on Facebook. We are also live on TikTok this evening. Our TikTok name is Kevin Taylor _WADR. Kevin Taylor _WADR. We are also streaming live on TikTok. We also have our radio app. You can also download our app. If you have an Android device, you can go to the Google Play Store, download Loud Silence Radio. You can listen to the show live also. If you have an Apple device, go to the App Store and download Loud Silence Radio. You can be part of tonight's show. My name is Kevin Taylor. My producers are called The Ghost Team. It's a wonderful Friday evening. Very, very disappointing of the Black Stars. But we move. Still we move. We have lots and lots of things to talk about. Enyimbre wo hwamia Nyankopon enhira na Nyankopon enhira me nso. Ende efie Ghana ho nsem intine yatena se yebechichirem edwudwom ama Ghana fo nyina ehu nokra na bibia ewo ene bibia wo se yedeto. Ende enyimbre nsem ni bi wo ho a se bi beka se be delete atro ni bi wo system ma yebe pepa na yede nokra no atutrim ansa na wakodi eye weekendi ama wo ne obusuafo nyina so moni age. It's one of those things. Every Friday, Biano, your friend Jumadi, we mix bag. Sebio, the producers, no, Mr. S, Mr. P, from today will be on a suspension for 2 weeks. And the Kudienti Amibo Piotono said the suspension the best start after today's show. It is still a suspension no end start any day. Piotono betumabo and it's Amibo Piotono because me catch them say. But because Mr. P, the suspension started after tonight's show, into Piotr that one system name. Piotr, and then anything I'm taking my time to speak. So I'm trying to watch my voice levels. Into ama the voice me managing kakra. Me person say, Mr. P will be on suspension or. Will be suspended after today's show. In the say about P2 FMA near kindness be suspended. Into what P2 Jumna, and yes, Sabia, Yaya Sabia, ye be Bonibia na BB and Pessia Yambobium. But issue in say, because Mr. P because suspension, the way a prodigy Amanako, Senator Bay say, oh, Yabonibia every minute to be obey say, or by because suspension. Into say, Utia say, Ebia, P2 bar, and yet any down and yet bonnet. Oh yeah, Piotr music video now. Sister Anna or Saran Lufu so do. Later no abre okotira kunwenu. We did visa sa 3 hours don't me tengana. He say we hear Piotr video na. Sister Anna or Saran Lufu so do. I dey no start Piotr no. Edu be video na fe wabre. Okotira say. Because Michael Jackson angeza no. Why slow? Iti oya Sister Anna or Piotr angeza energy na the start. I feel here later no akwatena so titiri e dey bone nko ba me hu broni bi so ai we dey otim say Abidjan broni onemu alo be pie ho e dey say music video na koye Piotr no enya say be panyum no but here the kai Mr. P say be suspended no from ochina after show we no na the suspension na no nti say what is abobia na e dedication da ye dey man say e pamo no ye man suspension 2 weeks on be show be 2 weeks na ye nka say aye show. All right. Good evening and welcome to the show at Friday. I apologize, my voice isn't doing well today, but man, my best to go through the next 3 hours. And then you bring up between my show, no. Nipa be share me around the world, Mr. P, Mr. S, Mr. P. Your last show, I want to say hello to Nipa Bibri Omoshemi. So on YouTube, good evening to Obia Oshemi, on Facebook and also good evening to Obia Oshemi. Omoshemi Nyubre, good evening to my father. Okaka being Ando, the 10th. Oshemi Nyubre, me mama and so Shemi, Mofa, Kwewe we see, yes, Kwewe we see, Biazi, Dominase, Omanhin, and also Shemi. Asofwa kesia ehwemi Ghana me anga sam wo fa 2482 nana enwumbre ohwemi nana piao wo fa se chenchen hene Kevin Taylor nana matenase betenase so anase bio asantema ho donti na matenase enwumbre dipa bibre wo Ghana mo hwemi from politicians to criminals obia ehwe de Kevin Ebeka your police for mpedifo bibre mo hwemi nde enwumbre your navy for mpedifo your customs for mpedifo your sebio teacher for police for nurse for yo nipa bebre omomoton poboa omomoton mo nipa bia mo dwom ama mma mo kofa nwoma okwan so obi okrampo a onam kwan so kofa nwoma so hwe Kevin Taylor because obese ote de ekoso e wo Ghana bichia obi a bichia me namfofo in fact bichia me popi ba ko friend man skido owo inyensia all the way in the western region. Your friend Owajiman. That woman is a very wonderful woman. Owajiman. Man skido your friend Owajiman. Very, very, very wonderful woman. Mekai, those times I'm a snow shikakra. I used to go visit them around that area, and then she's a wonderful lady. And Opebia, she would serve me nicely. And then area Okramnimo, she tells my dad, hey, or the they are wonderful people. And I remember on my first daughter, Owajiman, she's my wife because a very wonderful lady. We appreciate. And see, wherever you are, Owajiman, this evening, Kevin, a call. Anytime ever Ghana Biana, I'll come and visit you all the way in Inyensia, all the way western region, right? Second D Inyensia, that area. And a good evening to a year against the phone. Matinasi, mo shemia, mo coming was and bonnie, Onyankopon, and so shemo. Bonnie bia, womutimu bia, mo ketiamino, Onyameso, ever pamo toma against the four. And Sibio Muso am wishing me well, no more wishing platform we well, no Nyankopon Ebichira Monso. Today has been a wonderful day. The President of the Republic and the President Mahama. He basically was given another honorary in fact it was Mr. P, let me get the words right. So try and get me the right. So today he was honored in the United States, here in Philadelphia. We also live pictures, interesting, beautiful, and how this president is being recognized around the world by credible institutions. And you can see how focused he is and how people are really seeing what he's doing. And it's marvelous. It's been a long time. Ghanaians in the diaspora, they became so proud of their president. They come out in their numbers. Every single place you see Ghanaians all over the place. Obi and Tiomoka, they leave their jobs, they leave their important things, they go see the president because they appreciate their president. Their president now in these few months, I'm talking about a year and 3 months, how the president has been able to change the economy, change Ghana, the things we're going through, amanyoma are perfect, and the world is recognizing Ghana again. You see a lot of people wanting to go to wherever the president is, and this is a sign of good leadership, good governance, people who are ready to basically steer the country in the right path to make sure, say, economically, socially, and also as a nation, we find the right rhythm. So these are things that if you're Ghanaian, you should be proud right now, and you should be proud that John Mahama is a president, and the world is recognizing Ghana again. And this is all that we've been talking about, we've been speaking on. We just wanted Ghana to be positioned well so that the world will not underestimate or disrespect any Ghanaian or an African who basically finds themselves in any position. And that is what the president is doing, making sure what Kwame Nkrumah said, what Kwame Nkrumah believed in. He is a full Nkrumahist and understand the principles of Kwame Nkrumah and the beliefs and vision of the African. And it is paying off. We are seeing it, and it's interesting. How wonderful it's been all these years. So I'm before me refi brofo ne basa na me refi South Interest for na me refi so am before na me refi danger for asankregwa the make Kenyan President Mahama and yesa man abodin for America Philadelphia ema ende no FFF ma Ghana for more Ghana omuti abruchire omu nyina tu kohweye achieye dia omu nyina ni age omu sebio Ghana for ende hu a omu shoulders and I say omu are proud of omu crew and omu president no and we na kire say oman no chichire no ekodenim President Mahama obeso oman we mu na afi baako ene bosom yensane ye hwe dia John Mahama na NDC aban ya Ghana for be sisi ye ho ahwahoa say omu do omu be fam eye NDC any aban we oteso and this is idea ya pe ye di hu nkomo ya prese ye benya na ende ye nya no mo ho ban mma ye nyina ye ma ya no enko benkrum mama ya adwene enko eye dia adwene krum na ye ntumi nchichire man no ye betiatia ho sometimes ye be kaseti ye ho ye betenetene ye ho but de hia ne se oman no nchichire ye ne oman no na amobambo ene oman no kebi mame kebi no ya som ya bo ho ban ma MPP4 entumi emba ho mesee no eno ene ade a eda ye nyina yakoma so a ye boa ama Ghana nchichire na koso nti president ye nyina ye hu de ekoso wiase a wiase afa ne nyina no eje president tata omojeje ne so sebio Kwame Nkrumah inita ne nida so ene enisuade hunu ene de na koma so na opese eye Ghana ne Africa sebio edum pempensuo bi abroni behu ye na odi ebu ama ye no John Mahama oje president eye Kwame Nkrumah de na ogidie ne namu nante ene de na eda ne so no president Mahama so agidi nti otietie ne chacha mu ama ma eko sene ye wose eko we ene sene ye chichire man ene gidi a wose ye di president nechi ema nyoma eko pepe so na Ghana emfa enya ntoma pa efra nti we ya Ghana ni amwoni nje just enyumbre ya dog kakra all because of the Black Stars but hey it happens enyumbre my advert kakra advert no eko all the way in Obuasi the lucky winner no eye Obuasi a company your friend no eye Sleek bowls and minerals water. Obuasi no the only company main distributor when it comes to water, mineral water. Your friend is Zeta mineral water, ZETA, and I say Z and I ZETA, Zeta mineral water. Mineral water is the best mineral water so far in the Obuasi Ashanti area. The environment, the best water. But so in Suonibia, the only place I recommend the amount. Also Kevin Taylor and say brand name to in Suaha company. Your friend a year. Sleek Bowls and Minerals Water Limited. Almost so in a year the wholesalers are over Obuasi dia. That is the only company Zeta4 any omatenase assign contract is in Suwe I friend Zeta Water no and no ena omo sebio omo tonwa obia agiatum. Inti as we speak over Obuasi ne impotemu dia the best mineral water over to me atono Zeta Water, Zeta mineral water. In fact, say come picture now come the chemo. The hygienic way omo edi produce in Suwe no ama Ghana fo nyina agiatum na Zet mineral water no abepiemu Obuasi the only company the biggest wholesale suppliers no and I say obako tunu ho aton at a good price no the whole issue is okwa abomidin kasa Kevin Taylor and say yembra inti o say ba ne bonidin a yebema mo discount inti mo pese mutu nsuo Obuasi and in the area ho nyina eton no company way your friend is Z Mineral Water, one of the best mineral waters Ghana water Ghana oba Obuasi area honey is the best company now a supply mineral water your friend Sleek Bowls Mineral Water Limited. Sleek Bowls omo Obuasi council quarters matana Obuasi da enti isi abe pese me grow Obuasi businesses ni nyina no mu nyina enya edwuma na amanfo edwuma mu biebie enti once in a while no me pick random companies from Obuasi na maka mo ho asem na my project omo company no your friend no Sleek Bowls and Mineral Water Limited. Almost so Omoton Bowls. Ope bowls papa and mineral water papa. Sleek. Omo and the only company omo etu ubetume tu insuwe oho. Now insuwe no is one of the best. Now Z mineral water no almost so ebu ejuma den pa. Now so ope se okoko tu insuwe bia. Company near friend Sleek bowls no. Any mineral water no almost advertisement no and I'm to almost posters near their day information. In fact, say friend number na Obuasi your friend council quarters near Augustine school no and sponsors no Obuasi council quarters company no a year around council quarters Obuasi council quarters adjacent St. Augustine school inti any St. Augustine school no na sibio bo a year sa area hono bo share and I say bo ibra okoha unsa ebeka a year Sleek Bowls and Mineral Water Limited. Omona ye the only suppliers. Now a year number na enewasi ono ofra busa se ohwe Madam Charlotte. Madam Charlotte ono ene ye the CEO of a year Sleek Bowls and Mineral Water. Omo ebema affordable a year price. Obwa kase Kevin Taylor. NSA Yembra number there 0544 762 929 0544 762 929 and 0269 641 064 0544 762 929 and I said 0269 641 064. Ofre sa numbers be no way ya. Busa said Madam Charlotte of I was say Kevin Taylor and the same friend be too soon be or say some did dimba mo be ma discount inti. That is it for the advertisement no more boase any boase area ho nya insuo papa e boase your friend Z Mineral Water. Now and yeah, is slow. Yeah, it's slow because the AC and the Black Stars so many Ghanaians are talking and then Friday I'm mixing it up. Team, stay with me, please. Mr. P, Mr. S, guys, stay with me. It's got to do with a year. All right, I'll take care of it. Thank you very much, team. Baby, John Dramani Mahama and you're born a World Affairs Council of Philadelphia. They decorated the president with the International Statespersons Award. John Mahama is a hero, and we need to appreciate him. Now, answer Black Stars, and Sibiu, Black Stars of Ghana. Senegal 92 Mishebi. Mutima chiro de course into whom is an we have followed a year soccer and now football for some time now, and I believe say and Utuado after the game a year Austria for share 5-1 5-1. This is a friendly preparatory game bo Ediako World Cup now agrobesa if ranopa. I'm one person I don't really pick out people and criticize, especially when it comes to a team. I mean, tying yes idea no, because I feel say when they say a team is a team, and I will say Ubia Modimbo, say team ni fail team ni win you just have to make sure a team they lose and a team they win. But it's getting to the point where we need to be blunt about some things. I believe say the performance of the Black Stars today, on a normal day. It's a team friendly match. That is when the coaches get to know their players, get to assess players, get to see some inclusion be and I say exclusion be a team. This is when the coach gets to basically watch the team's strength, technical play, cohesion, and how the team can change play, the interplays between players, communication, and the link up plays between midfielders and defenders and strike. This is where the technical team gets to correct the wrongs, cross their T's, dot their I's. But it's been for about from 2022. And Ghana Yade Otuado Ebe the Black Stars coach. So technically, Otuado has been Black Stars coach for 4 solid years. And it's not a joke. 4 solid years, And what we witnessed and a year Black Star game, it is quite disheartening. One person I'm very careful when it comes to criticizing coaches, criticizing teams, because sometimes you cannot blame coaches totally, and sometimes you cannot blame players totally. Inti, your analysis or criticizing a team, you have to be very, very realistic about it. But for 4 years, if you hand over a team to a coach, now about 76 days to go to the World Cup, and you see such a performance, then you start to ask yourself questions about the credibility and competence of the coach. Otuado is a fine gentleman. He has, in his soccer career, and you know how he was perfect, discipline-wise. He's a technical player. But I believe, at this point, if we want to go into this World Cup and make some serious gains, and I say, break that jinx, Black Stars for over 40 years, yentumi J trophy biya, not yentumi koje cry, bet making a serious mark like what we did in 2010 World Cup. Now, I believe the performance we saw today is a performance that is below average. The tactical play of the Black Stars, the technical instructions from the bench, the coach, and how we could not basically change our style of play. We were flat, and you can see clearly that Otuado is not cut for this job. And it hurts me to say this because there are players in his camp. They are also watching me. He might also be watching me. But if we want to be realistic about the issues, we believe, Otuado cannot do the job. I feel, we've given him enough time. We are more Otuado. Minim coaches or coaching Black Stars all these years. They watch Ghana for your patience. Otuado. And I don't know, for some reason, Ghanaians from the first time Yadik team Otuado from 2022, so many Ghanaians felt to say, let's give him time. Let's give him time. But it looks like Otuado time, he's still not pulling his weight. The way he to me qualified for the World Cup, and it was tough. It was just somebody say it was about sheer carelessness of our opponent to be matches be blown up and made to be called World Cup. And as we speak today, we don't have any major tournament to be a year kobo to assess the players fully and say this is the team we want to go to the World Cup with. Indeed, you can see clearly the team is not a team that has any inspiration behind it. The team, the leadership, I'm talking about the coach himself, he lacks it. Otuado, I feel he's a backroom staff. He's very good at the background. He's very good at watching from the background and basically putting his ideas on paper and sharing it with the coach, who is basically the manager, and making sure things happen on the pitch. We don't even have an identity as a national team again. Those times Black Stars say, "Wow, you United to make us say yes, this is the Black Stars." You line it up, you know where we are heading. You know our strategy. Our strategy is a peak strategy. Basically, we pile the midfield. We have a player who is crazy up there. It could be a Samojan. It could be a striker which we know is very versatile, can drop in, drop out, pick up, pick balls, hold balls. We don't have an identity. The team is just flat. The confidence that Nagana for air building to this World Cup, it's been shattered today. Obviously, because a friendly match, but some friendly match be our shot. You can see the team. There's nothing in the team. There's no oxygen around the team. People are not having any coordination. There's no you are playing a team that has never lost a game. Basically, recently they've never lost any game. So what do you do? What you do is you need to go in with a strategy. And if this is your best strategy to stop a team and lose a game with whom they are, then I think you are not qualified to take this team to the World Cup. I'm being very honest. I know it's going to be a very difficult task for the GFA to say they want to terminate the contract of Otuado. But I believe, if we really want to be crazy about our soccer and our Black Stars, and we really want to do something different, I believe, Otuado should go. Somebody will say it's too late. We have 76 days to go to the World Cup. Whether Otuado goes or does not go, we are not going to do anything at the World Cup. With all due respect, sometimes teams get lucky. Teams get to win games. Sometimes teams, on a very good day, some balls, But you see, when you go into the World Cup, it is not about luck. It is about consistency and tactical play. The World Cup is the creme de la creme. And you try and error. And you say, you know something, let us see, ABID and JF team. No team is JF at the World Cup. And if you're going into this World Cup, not team, I lose 5-1, coach, will say, I can't recall Black Stars ever losing like this. Then the coach himself is surprised about the scoreline. Coach Nankasa is even shocked. So if you are the coach, you are the manager, you are the ones who's supposed to pull strings for us to see something on the pitch, and you are telling yourself, you are even surprised that the first time you are seeing Black Stars lose 5-1, then it means you don't even have that confidence to lead the team. Let's be very honest here. See, your World Cup, perform, it may be luck be the day, but when we are talking about raw soccer, raw football, whereby people draw strategies to go into games, tackle their strengths, the opponent's weakness, and take advantage of it. We don't have the team to do that. And no hard feelings here. I'm being very honest and straightforward about this. The team that we use today, that is about 90% of the team that is going to the World Cup. It's a fact. You cannot mention more than 4 players who will be included in this World Cup squad. A bit will make any difference. Let's be fair. Unless Otuado makes his mind to say he's going to bring some players who, from the beginning, never wanted to play for Ghana because they never believed in Ghana and disrespect the Ghanaians and say, Mekofa players or disrespect Ghana. If we say at this point, you need team. That one there is the biggest disrespect to us. Because when we were in the trenches, there were people that we told to come and play for us. They told us we are foolish Africans and that they want to move along with the white man. So if we are stuck in the middle of the ocean, we don't need those people to come and rescue us. No, we, the same people who did the dirty job, are supposed to do this job. But the fact of the case is, let's be very fair. Let's be very, very fair. I'm being fair to Otuado. No disrespect. No team going to the World Cup will take Otuado as their head coach. No team. Let's be fair here, guys. No team going to the World Cup, 2026 World Cup, will take Otuado as their head coach. Some of the teams coming to the World Cup or going to the World Cup will take Otuado to assist in the coaching duties or whatever duties. But no country going to the World Cup. And I'm asking, let's be real. And this is not about sports, soccer show. No, let's be real. Which country and Ebefa Otuado as their head coach to enter the World Cup? Otuado has had Black Stars for 4 years. Or one of those coaches he's never been under pressure from the people. You know why? Because Ghana for wholeheartedly, Otuado by, and we felt to say, because of his calm demeanor, because of who he is, his track record with the Black Stars, we were supposed to give him the room to work. CK Akono came. We saw the pressure we gave to CK Akono. We were here when Chris Hilton was Gabi Ochida Chris Hilton by not Otifie. He wasn't even coaching. Now, if we are saying, we are paying a coach who is daring, who can within few weeks change the team, the style, the strategy, the way the team composes itself on the pitch, then now I can say it is going to cost us. Whether we like it or not, Otuado is taking about $50,000 a month. Now, if we decide to go pick a coach who is going to take $300,000, whether we like it or not, it is still going to end up at that amount of money. So if we really mean business, if we really want to bring the Black Stars back to the limelight that people used to mention Black Stars, team used to hear about Black Stars and panic, then we need to go crazy about who heads the team. Otuado is below standard. 90% of the work Otuado does, I'm telling you, about 60 to 70 a lack. Otuado is a coach who cannot change anything. He cannot change a game. The Black Stars, as we speak, it lacks identity. There's nothing about the Black Stars that you can say, yes, this is the Black Stars play. When the French are playing, they have a strategy. You can see this is their strategy. When Argentines are playing, you could see they hold it back on the flanks. The Argentines always attack from the flanks. They know Messi should walk around. They have the players. They know their team. And every single game they play, the Argentines have a strategy for every single team. We don't have it. And these are things that when you're picking a coach, you sit and ask yourself, Obetima you will at this point, because you are losing 1-0, you are losing 2-0, you are losing 3-0. You are still playing the same way you playing. It means anybody can be at the touchline and directing the team. So I feel say it is better we get crazy as a nation and go get somebody who knows what he's doing. If we are we need to take chances and we need to make decisions. If we are going to be thinking about the money alone, Black Stars cannot win even Kuraba. The amount of money that we have spent in these few years on coaches coming in and leaving, the amount of money we have spent, if we had engaged somebody who knows his job, we would have gotten something. But every day, Biano, we are talking about the money is this, the money is that. If we really mean business, if we really want to win something, then we need to basically spend. It hurts me that I'm speaking this way about Otuado, 76 days to the World Cup, but consistently, Otuado, the way to me, you qualify to the World Cup. See, at a point, we needed to draw a game. Not the whole Ghana, we were panicking. That group, we were not so you could see him say, qualifying to the World Cup, it was just mere luck at a point. Let's be real. Let's get serious, my friends. Myself and my family, we watch all the World Cup games. I'll watch some of the games in America and I'll watch some of the games in Ghana because my wife loves to watch the games in Ghana. She likes to watch World Cup games in Ghana. She feels that the atmosphere in Ghana during African Cup and World Cup is beautiful, it's better. She likes it that way. So we are going to watch a few games here in America and then we are going to make sure we watch the rest of the games in Ghana. But you see, we need to have that belief. I don't care buying the jerseys for myself, my wife, my kids. I'll spend buying better tickets to go watch the games. But the issue here is the people want their Black Stars back. The Black Stars they have no identity. There's no identity with it. There's nothing in here. Let's not kid ourselves. I will support the Black Stars any day, but there's no energy. There's no gas around the team. There's no identity. The team is just playing because everybody is being called. There's nothing in there. If we can, and if I were Otuado, I know World Cup is a big deal, I would have resigned. Because you see, for a very long time, Otuado has come to that verge of resigning. We're to that point whereby we were expecting him. Because we have known Otuado to work with white people for a long time, and he should understand that when it is time to go, you yourself, you don't wait for people to tell you their mind, disrespect you. You need to say, no, I tried, and I believe that this hurdle is too much. Otuado has been making changes here and there, here and there. Nothing is happening. It hurts me. Right now, as I speak, they are more camp. Players in some rooms, they are listening to me. He's also in this room. Maybe he's listening. It hurts. It's demoralizing. It is tough. But hey, we love our game. We love our soccer. Something needs to be done. We can't keep on doing this. For 40 years, we've won nothing. And is this the kind of game that we are playing now against Austria? So in Sheboha, Yeshawa, Otumu say, yes, this is a test game, but the team, the cohesion is there. Telepathic play is there. Team, no, you can see there's communication between the back, the middle, the attack. You can see players are eager. They understand. You can't tell me 76 days to World Cup. We are still playing like high school kids. There's nothing. There is nothing. And when sometimes we tell Otuado say, there is a reason why when some teams call the Mundial and also call the World Cup, say, hey, na team where they still want to go with this player. The reason why they do that is that Uko teams with is Argentina, Uko teams is England, Uko teams is Portugal, Uko teams with is Germany. They try to keep about 3 or 4 players are not necessarily more top form, but it's a reason. Because you're going to the Mundial. Majority of the people want to watch players they have heard about. The Mundial itself is a business on its own. Now, sometimes people say FIFA regs, sometimes it's all about keeping the stars in there to keep the World Cup going. So sometimes, as a country, as a national team, you will need names. you have your form that is certain, you will need names to go with your team. Because this Austrian referee, he didn't know anybody. Maybe Nipa Watini Din Semenyo, Jordan Ayew, Enebia Pate. There was nobody on that pitch that referee knew. Now, if imagine a referee sees a team that is flat, has no backbone. And then sometimes it is not about you not being able to work with a player or you feel a player, you don't like the player out. It is about you making sure that Mourinho catch them. It is not about playing beautiful. It's not about playing exciting football. It's about winning. It's about strategy. The World Cup is a strategic platform. Majority of the team are finals in the World Cup. They play the most horrible games. So Messi or Argentina team nim. That's the probability of a referee Messi crowd presence, taking some few fouls for Messi. They do that. The coaches do that. A backbone for coaches. So if you are going to look at some things around, you need a win. It is also Argentina for camper. They have issues with Messi. But you never see anybody say, Yankobo, Yama best in Tranchain, because they know, say, Enya Kurano, his presence on the pitch, one, he's basically putting a little pressure on some players. Two, the referee might have heard his name. The referee is under pressure. Messi might use his influence a little bit to help. That is what you do. That is soccer. This is strategic. So you don't drop experienced players. Time at Cameroon Echo World Cup, Roger Milla coin. It wasn't because Roger Milla not on board, Roger Milla was done and dusted. But they did one thing. They wanted Roger Milla the dance on the field after he scores a goal. They wanted that to push them. Song money they were young, but you see, they put in Roger Milla. A majority of the people who were watching the Cameroonian team move forward slowly was because of Roger Milla. Because Roger Milla's presence on the pitch was basically somehow, some way, was calling a little bit of attention and was helping and propelling the team. You cannot drop your experienced players and tell me I cannot manage a player. If you cannot manage a player, that is why you're a manager. If you cannot, you need to walk. It is straightforward. So let's stop this dilly-dallying and making people think, say, this is in soccer, there's politics. Every soccer team, there's politics in there. And when I say politics, you are working with about 23 men. They all have different characters. They have ways they approach issues. They have ways they listen. So you cannot just sit there and be like, I cannot work with this person. Your team has nothing. And I'm telling you, 90% of the players on the pitch are high school players. Standard near very low. The standard we saw today is not a World Cup standard. So don't kid yourself and make it look like, say, ultimately, enko baby, you need to change. You see, maybe it hurts me. It's tough for me when I say, Yan Saki will be. But if you're not delivering, you need to be sacked. That's it. Otuado cannot do the job. He can't. Let's not kid ourselves. Mama me and say, Nyame beye, and bibi and see. Kudus is not at his best now. Saliu is not coming back. He's hurt. You have Pate, who is fighting a psychological war. He has too many problems. You have Jordan Ayew, who is not getting any support from anybody. Semenyo is a player who needs so much support before he can deliver. You don't leave quality players at home with experience and tell me that because I can't work with this person, I have to. No, the team is not for you. It's a Black Stars team. If you cannot work with what we have given you, then work and let somebody come and work with what we have given them. So you don't have a team. Just get it right. You don't have that team. So mama yansu so sonyoma hunu so na debia ye says kane ye kone ye bana manfo akoma ati. Now the team we watch today is terrible. Ochina or Monday, Bubet Germany 2-0. It will not change the fact to say your team is still terrible. The coach tactics no and yet Germany is not having the best of games. Technically, Germany are weaker than Austria. I'm telling you. Germany, Austria, Germany, the best channel. It is all Germany Tuesday 2-1 and now 1-0 and now 3-0. You have done nothing wrong. We are talking nothing right. We are talking about the consistency of a team. And then a man who may be a team bedu. The team has no consistency. The team has no identity. You don't have any plan. Or two of the Belgian Black Stars here to make us say, hey, Okay, Otuado. Obeje Black Stars no. The formation way the Obwa. The formation way Otuado. Otuado Nibi. Otuado is just calling. Hey, bra, hey, Ukobaha. Otuado has nothing. Otuado carries nothing. You amount too much time from 2022 near the team we amount 2022. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, almost 5 years. You can do the job, my friend. Jack, so media, what I can say is say, I still support the Black Stars. Let's still support the Black Stars. Let's us as Ghanaians or die or my Black Stars no, Mama me or Dono me and Pepano. Let's still believe in them. Let's still support the team. But we are telling you people, we need a better coach. We need some better technical bench to change the Black Stars. We will support. We will do everything. We will support. Yes, support Encoform. I still support the Black Stars. Yes, support Encoform. Now, me you call American, you support the Black Stars. Me na minja Black Stars support. No. So I still support the Black Stars. Whatever programs are Black Stars supporters, we are going to help for the World Cup. No, how many Ghanaians that can come to watch the World Cup? No, we will do everything. Raffles, we will promote it. We will make sure the euphoria is there. Everybody's excited about it. But we need you people to do something better. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. No serious country. I'm telling you. Maybe some one question or Ghana. Me say, team men eba World Cup or the Otuado ebe the head coach. Go through the World Cup list. Teams, no. Maybe some say, per Otuado statistics, team men eba World Cup or the Otuado beba. I'm talking about statistics when he started coaching the Black Stars. Team Ubeng and then the Omefo Otuado say, you are our head coach. Take us to the World Cup. No team, no country would make Otuado their head coach. No country. And I'm basing this on Otuado since Omefa Black Stars, no, the statistics. Check his statistics and pair it against other coaches coming to the World Cup. You will see no team. So I'm not saying Otuado is a bad coach. He is a good coach, not for the Black Stars. He's a good coach maybe when he's out of the Black Stars. But I think he needs to go out and learn more. We are still open for business. Maybe in the next 4, 5, 6 years, we can bring him back. But now, the way we want the Black Stars to play and the amount of support energy ADD team, Otuado, I don't see Otuado beating any serious coach. No. Don't be angry. These are facts. It is terrible. These are facts. Let's not sit here and kid ourselves. Which team in the World Cup or qualify a club buying because Otuado head coach? Let's just look at the African nations, countries that qualify for the World Cup. Just check the countries. Who is going to make Otuado their head coach? And I'm basing this, not saying Otuado are a terrible coach. He has been a good coach wherever he was before Oba. But I'm talking about statistics, the numbers against all the African coaches going to the World Cup. Pair it and see. You will see Otuado is a below average coach. So let's be serious. You ever see any J? You ever see a World Cup any Otuado? And Otuado is better. You say, you know what? If Ghana can bring in somebody and you shadow the person, we will be fine. Because what we are seeing, boss, you are not pulling your weight. Even the players you are bringing on board, these are not World Cup materials. The players you are bringing on board, nobody was able to impress me at all. None of the players impressed me. Below standard players. I don't know what's going on at the FA. I don't really know what's going on. And Yako Kape must say, hey, we are imposing players on you. How many of these players are better than Dede Ayo? Yako come and say, hey, we are imposing players. At a point, we did experienced players in the Black Stars. The team that played today had no backbone, nothing. And we are not telling you bring Dede Ayo and make Dede Ayo start the game and be. We need leadership. You don't have it. And it's not like Dede Ayo. There are so many players in this team. Dede Ayo is far better now than them. But because of you people, your selfish interest being in Kwasiadibia Moyano GF Honti, hey, and I mean to Dede Ayo is far better than majority of these boys who were playing today. Dedayo might not be able to play 90 minutes, running up and down, but at least his presence on the pitch, if it is for 20 minutes or 30 minutes, at least somebody knows Dedayo. And at least if Dedayo walks to a referee and say, please, the way you are refereeing is bad. My team didn't do anything. This guy, the referee is going to, you are Dedayo, at least I know you. But apart from Jordan, Semenyo, and Pat, no referee knows anybody. These are half-baked players. Half-baked players. Let's get serious as a nation. So, agenda of World Cup way, you need experience to win World Cup. Now then, Ronaldo and Messi, they are still taking them to World Cup. Ronaldo and Messi, they can't even run. But why are they still trying to put them in there? Because they have a reason. When you say concept, Dedayo is far better. I'm telling you. Yeah, the Tornado called World Cup. At that time, not Tornado, on any form, the last World Cup. But at least Ghanaians saw that there's leader sitting on the bench. Every single day, the Tornado, maybe for 20 minutes or 10 minutes, people saw leaders are around. That is what you need. The last World Cup of Tornado boy, he wasn't at his peak, but you could see every time a Tornado free bench, the team no mujina pitch say, okay, senior player, that is how soccer is. Oh, you have been there before. What kind of childish thing is this? Dedayo is far better. If you are thinking about what people will say, then you don't need to be there. You don't need to be there. Dede is far better. We have been watching him every weekend. We see the ball he plays. He cannot play 90 minutes, finch him, but at least. Now, who is our star boy? Kudus is not there yet. Today we know Kudus' form is not there. We're Prampo. 76 days. Oba, you say with all due respect to Kudus, and I hope this never happens. I pray he recovers fully before the World Cup. Ebi ana Kudus entuma and recover and fit to par for the World Cup. What are we going to do? I'm just saying this, and I pray God helps Kudus to heal quickly. Imagine say Kudus entuma we ohili and went to be peak and send a World Cup. What are we going to do? Sometimes you need to think ahead. We need to be proactive, kakra. Politics, time be amoya no ho. Countries be the players be ba. I will say, only a senior players. They need them in the team. You don't JHS players way. Now, moment to Jumadi. So media makama adwene. It is not about somebody ya dey be support it. Yeah, platform no be promote. Yeah, we will do everything to make sure Ghana are proud to be part of the World Cup. Most are disappointed. We will tell you people our mind because it is looking like the FA boss, their secretaries, and those they are just there useless people. The FA boss is one of the most useless guys. Una gas biani no charisma biani no ho. Kwasi asem kwano na nam Ghana ho. Chrono ne PRO ne omunyina waste of time. There's no sense of urgency. There's nothing. Obia ye yanko fana down for player mbeshem kwasi asem kwa nothing is happening. Now, yes, na say ko Benin. Na say ko Benin. Ekufuado to lead ECOWAS mission for Benin election. Obibo kuno mo minim Rebecca wo sa opese Ekufuado wu na ho to se die yo. Obi di twa ko bo Ekufuado tim se kwan na okotwa hwe wo Benin ko wu a. Na wo Rebecca die pa na wo je a papa we sori na kɔ bibi si wo fi am pese obehu ana. Na say otuni na kura edin. Recently we saw him in a video. Na say kura ntumi nante. Ekufuado aban na behwe na kopin so bewu sika mu be wia yesum wei edie na Ekufuado na o so na ase kwa ha na ase kwa ha akwa wei edie na mu piapia ne so onkowu ade mu gina japade ana ase den Rebecca ana indirectly suicide bi na pese because obi the talk about the team say kwan wo Benin enu anu no bewu. Let us protect na say mama yam protect na say wasai Ghana we no team mummy protect no edi na ise mu piepie le tuko last no nam Cambodia akwa wei ogina okura na otiato ye hunu videos okokura na otito Nancy Okobedi etuo eye maame ye ya so no nkontito ade ni ECOWAS mission na de mission na UN akwa no bewu abehye nipa man eno so yasa begina ho independence ko abebo ho ka. The guy is on retirement. Now say retire. Mama ntina fie. This is the time now say needs to be writing a book of the nonsense he did from his kiddie time, from his childhood time or Onumuwi Abedi president, the deceiving of Ghanaians. Now mo sorry na say pie. Rebecca who ye bibi na peso be hu ana. Rebecca, who ye bibi na peso na say be hu ana say ne hu na ye wehi. Enti na say wako Benin na mko observation na Benin ebia Benin asankregwa na nyame ompe bone pepe he na say nine ben na odbe communicate ko free sa territory ho edie na moso mo prepare akwa kokuni ana mo mahu ne well na mo pese mo yiri free na mo hotomo Rebecca mo pese mo ku akufo na mo hotomo ana say den because it look like it's deliberate now. Mo pese mo yana na asa ko wu abrochire na mo ka say ai kwa me nkroma ko wu abrochire na asa ko wu abrochire munjai na asa no ntena fie no mu wi ntro no book na say abre osoro na wa hye pieto na wewura na asa hye pieto Whitechapel na wewura na wa hye pieto na wewura edie pa na mo pese mo gifri na asa ho a mo ma ntena. This is the time. This man is almost 90 years. Dear mission power ben obetuma ye peace aba Benin. Ekufuado na ebe solve Benin for election problem. Na say na ono ko solve Benin for election problem. Na we your oba odo ukunu na we hwe ukunu age na bebia wedui na debia akọ no na either say wo pese papa ni wu na wo hotow na bia wo ye de opese wo ye Rebecca. Mo be ya ma akwana kwa ko wu abrochire. Nya ka say na asa su ko wu ya say mo pese mo ya na asa de say kwa me nkroma mo ma ne nhome mo ma ne ntena fie. Or a lot of things to do. This is the time I was on fie. Oh, you're best sraw. No, about oh, how are you? Everything is fine. We know the government is trying. We will bring NPP back. Ni jano ho no ko. Ni aya gontomere froye. Na ebi edi gontomere froye ni adi bancha besisi. E nyoma bia on time di bia afi ne kwa do a anso no be wunu ondi ma ne kra ho mbra no ho. Mo anu mafufu to. Na no kosua mi ense tua so na mo de ngu egu nchen. Na ma pete nkatia wo so. Na mo de akosi denim. Nyoma bia ne kra hia ansa na wewu. Mo soro na ase kwa ha. Na ase ko Cambodia. Na ase ko Benin. Na ase ne nam. Di obe just akwa we. Osori no pa answer on sorry film pass e di atete Benin and papa ben on ase ko dem. The man needs to rest. This is the time we need to be going to him for advice. Oh, when you smoke weed, don't smoke it too much. You can smoke from 6 to 9 and then take that and go and read a book. Sometimes when they hear some advice, they feel no sorry akoko obi di toa Benin for obo tam bia toa de akohwe na asetinu kwa na asama sa na moni so atemo ECOWAS nkwasi afo etuma solve one problem na ase na ko solve ECOWAS problem amomo we de mo mani hye pioto no na nam ho na ada mo de toa behwe di tirim no. Pioto for not say mo de amonka kan mo wo ne tiko no nko obi de bia botto be hwe ne timu kwa what the sound no wo de wo Rebecca Kufu ye nim de wo je o sa fie ho ene UK obi de hye ena ko UK ena ko UN ena ko Benin ena ko Kazakhstan onam Benin fo omo botto bi ho ye fe ne Cajon omo de sha appetition in sefu ye fe ne Cajon botto ne tintin be say tetibia botto ni bi eno na Benin ofuka free Togo border so ko Benin a omutumi ji usika se ko Benin 3000 AD and the sefa omutwika ne 10 miles pa omsi obi ampa kile obi anjeje yes ye to petrol to aso dia na mo de to petrol na mo de to aso ye fe no l'argent omo de be hwi papa wetimu kwa na wewu na magimoni so na say moma ne home onje na home no ye nipa at this point again na say messy Eduane ben one message. This is the time we Rebecca oye eduane a na koma ne kra ehia. Eda ko kana nanom won siedo. Na wa yama no na ohun say yes. Na bure bia na kɔ na de bia kɔ. Minim dia wo Rebecca woje. Benin. Monsieur sa about your friend Lanchon. Ya de show ha ohun o ha say especially omuta de show ha o ha. Ebo wa ete kwa untumi survive biem. Mo be ya mo bi de l'argent akohwe na say trimo Benin. Ono na koso Benin for election amomo. Ono na say e die no betuma aye. O the paper na ko choro so okohwe de en. Ono mo watini pema no oda oko monitor de en. Minim sika bia mo pa biem. O de sasika o de den. Benin oko de sasika o de den. Ana ye betro history bia fa na say won say na na say we presidency no na ono o monitor election. E die na obi na obetro book na say di ahyem se na ono na ko ha ko. Mo man ntena fie. Into okwam nyoma be na mo park ma no mo park sporter 3 singlet 4 na mo de go bag gitu obi so on fan ko na mo de abonike aka ho na eyi ka ho ohin president a owo ohin ono so bodyguard na kofi ekuta bag nim o de na ase ko Benin yo de metima kan no now na ase ba jankroma Stella na somebody nyina we no pena say because we no num wi obonduro na seba ye fa ne jankroma na say na sewa na stress eya jankroma o ye nana do dankwe kufu ado a oye kufu ado ba jankroma o de boy bi no bo drugs at those times jankroma o da ho bo ene jankroma e de krata beto abontene na ne krata no nsem a otwere wo mu ne be kenkan na yewia na yebusa jankroma questions miensa me sure that time na otwere krata we no abobi Stella enti jankroma nie o say guys get me the jankroma get me the jankroma story eni mehu thank you Mr. Jankroma letter na nyina obo to fa o say Stella o say Jankroma Kufuado refutes allegations she received $25 million to paint interchanges in Accra, instructs her lawyers to take legal action against those publishing the absurd and false claims. Yes, Jankroma de krata ba bontene say ono watete na mframa bu se nkofo bi so okoji $25 million ekopenti eye den eye interchange ase na Jankroma say ode asam na man lawyer oti ade obete wo mframa mu se obi agina baby TikTok, Facebook, radio so, TV so aka se ono Jankroma oji $25 million na okoye contract bi ko penti ya waka cha ne lawyers say omunya on standby to say police dogs. Lawyer been ne sister rake no say kufu the lawyer no or say on standby to say police dogs the lawyers nen twen omo tipe omo nsiu nipa no e wo court moma wo kan Jankroma letter no ya kan letter wi a obeti ase adekodie nti a ohwe de bag mu ade bia be hu wi mama kan kire Jankroma statement ni ni Jankroma Ekufuado ene biasro ho no an na seba statement. My attention has once again na say otinimre bi no wasati biem Only certificate too. Jankroma only certificate. Obianim school okoye. Go and Google Jankroma. Never read the profile. On go school be only certificate. Go to Abuja no. Go school no. I. Messi omuni say ekufa do baby no certificate. Woni ekufa do ba wa go school be say my classmate ni bucham back up chem one person. O de Jankroma nko me pe Ghana ni o ka say Jankroma ko school we wa ha and the classmate ni no ni wie the same as ne papa. Jankroma one graduate to be bia or a dropout. Jankroma obe challenge na or a dropout one ko school UK class school one ko. Mami juja letter nim otumfo tie me asanteman ene sa asontrese fo. PZ fo nyina edin omo ma numeduro anumeduro omo so omo numeduro enumeduro omo nyina etie me. I say my attention has once again been drawn to the circulation of entirely absurd and false claims alleging that I received $25 million to paint interchanges in Accra. Or say yasa twena adwene akoso biem. Say amanfo bi ekeka nsem bi won framem say ono Jankroma ekufuado na aseba a okofa mikmel ba ya obobegina Jubilee House ebenum wi ebetwa music video eka folk wo mu no oso wasat biem say ye keka nsem bi won framem say ono Jankroma ono oje contract $25 million bi a ode painti interchange ase. Paragraph 2. Let me state again unequivocally and for the records, unequivocally. Let me state again, unequivocally and for the record, this claim is completely false. No such contract has ever existed, been offered, or been awarded. Or say, or ka etum abiem. Ama obiati asiye say, contract biye niwa time and say ye president or not ne wofa amwakwata eye roads minister no contract biye niwa ye de man no ye friend di she ni nsem ye ka che nebusuani anane papa de president di onje anase obi ka se kokwa mu no onje wei enkoye o say bibie sa ni ho o ka esim etim epiem. Paragraph 3. If any individual, media, platform, or commentator is in possession of such a contract, I challenge them to produce it publicly. They will not because it does not exist. Or see, or not na say ba Jankroma akofa mikmel ba ayombenum wi wo Jubilee House. Ebe ye music video ka fuck kire Ghana for omo board drugs or see. Say obi ewo Ghana na or see neni ehun sa contract no. And I say, oh, say, ono Jankroma, na say ba, sign contract bia, or say, sign nipa no, en kofamra, but or say, onim say, bibia sign ho, intenya di obia betu ni bibi sa ba. Paragraph 4. Paragraph 4. So we study the paragraph 3 now. Or see, they will not because it does not exist. See, I can say, onifreni kaso obeto boaboa na onimde ni nice so. Or see, they will not find it. Why wouldn't they find it? Because it was not done in the proper way. Now we go paragraph 4. The arts of all projects were privately conceived and executed through the Creative Art Agency, funded through a combination of private sector support and personal contributions. These facts have been publicly stated before and remain unchanged. Mami, take this paragraph again. Very, very important. Remember, Jankroma Ekufuado, when that project was ongoing, was serving as a public servant. Mr. P, Mr. S, check that for me. When that project was ongoing, was she still a public servant? She was the CEO of Creative Art Agency, which is a civil servant. It's a public servant job. On my position, or a jumama buying. In the time and oil project we you cast why project we no and as we be told no and our project your cast is see no na oye the CEO of Creative Arts Agency. So basically, he is speaking as a government official. That contract was executed when she was a government official. Okay. Now, the Arts for All projects were privately conceived and executed through the Creative Arts Agency. Or see, some project now near friend the Arts for All projects, no, a project BIA. It was the privately conceived and executed through the Creative Arts Agency. Creative Arts Agency are bind there, but this our project there na a private idea. Remember, she is speaking as when she was doing this project, she was the CEO of Creative Arts Agency. But this particular project na a privately conceived project. So she's trying to separate the project from the Creative Arts Industry Agency. So right now, from her own letter, when that project was being done, she as the CEO of Creative Arts Agency, she was the CEO and also part of a private project that was basically under the auspices of the Creative Arts Agency, because she has still not disassociated the project from the Creative Arts Agency. Technically, even though it was privately conceived, it was working under the Creative Arts Agency, which was a government institution, or is still a government institution. Now, the Art of All projects were privately conceived and executed through the Creative Arts Agency, funded through a combination of private sector support and personal contribution. Or see, even though that project, time and now you're not the CEO of Creative Arts Agency, a privately conceived, a nipebia, na a Creative Arts Industry, a dina daso, and also sika a buyer, a sebio, a nipebin toboa. Any sebio, omwankasa sikebi omukonyani baby. Yagrowa, all right, yagrowa, like father, like daughter. Or say, sika semne die, ene di omukonyani baby. So we're studying the letter very well. We are still waiting for Jankroma to tell us, as the former CEO of Creative Arts Agency, who was involved in this kind of project under their protection or under the umbrella of Creative Arts Agency. We are still waiting for Jankroma to tell us how much they received in contribution as in funds, because still she's making us understand Creative Art is in there. That means Aban Ejuma is taking or playing a role in that their project. Now, I couldn't not say Sika Omudiya project, na a combination, a fund through combination of private sector support and personal contribution. Or say private sector phobia and a DDN support and on one person personal contribution from on and now for and Kunya Sika project. Still, she has not mentioned a single cent that was derived out of the private contribution and donation. This is the former CEO of Creative Arts Agency, which is a government institution. She is now speaking as the former CEO during her time as the CEO of Creative Arts. Now, I couldn't even say these facts have been publicly stated before and remain unchanged. Or say, somewhere they order that. Ya on sana no, baby a dane da yatiasie. Paragraph 9 was said the deliberate revival and spread of this fabrication, particularly across social media platforms, is a calculated attempt to mislead the public and damage my reputation. Or see, Sasam na koda. Na anyone wants to end the Sasam na sorry, sir, manfo be say, time now you're CEO of a Creative Arts Agency, or no, let me organize a private event. And so, in the capacity of the CEO of the government agency, or to me, the capacity, AJ funds from people and private funds. All this Sikano, she was in the capacity as the CEO of the Creative Arts Agency. So, Jankroma in the position, it me at the Akoya funds. And remember, Ose funds no munyae no, Creative Art Agency was still involved in that project. So it wasn't a totally private project. It was a project which was based on a Creative Art Agency strength and the more mutuminya funds. No. Still, Jan Kroma has not said anything about the funds. We made 1,000 Ghana, 2,000 Ghana, $4 million, $5 million. She has moved away from that. Another paragraph. Accordingly, I have today instructed my lawyers to take immediate legal action against the individuals, platforms, and media outlets responsible for publishing and amplifying these falsehoods. I will not allow deliberate misinformation to go unchallenged. Jan Kroma Ekufuado. The question here is, Jan Kroma can send bebree. Adia na ya adwene nkoso no, Jan Kroma ma ya adwene akoso. Ye ka conflict of interests. Jan Kroma can be sued by any Ghanaian for using that your office to run a private business. Do you know that? We are crumb for. Because from your own statement, it was privately conceived, but you did not separate the agency, that is a government agency, from a privately conceived idea or project. Meaning, you use government resource to run a privately conceived idea. So there's a conflict of interest here. We're creating private idea, and now they are buying agency as an SPV, a special purpose vehicle. You are using the Creative Art Agency to solicit money to be dumped into a private account for you to use. Because Sankaoka said that project was a privately owned project whereby the agency I headed had no connection to. Then it means to say the agency did not have any collaboration, any input, any resource spent on that project. But you are making us understand that the Creative Art Agency played a very vital role in this privately conceived idea. If we are asking you, Jan Kroma, you as the CEO, now watch this video. This is Jan Kroma Ekufuado.
To see where the holes were and where the gaps were and where the obstacles were within our industry. And we're searching, I'm much more of a solutions-orientated person. So we're searching for solutions rather than what the problems were. And Panji and I's also commonality has always been in education. And he's also shared with me the initiative that he had started and that was interested in implementing more creative classes, art, music, drama within our schools, primary schools, secondary schools, understanding that instilling in an early age is a crucial point. With any Olympic athlete, you're always told that it's something that you start with in infancy to be able to really garnish and gather that passion. So I hope that he's feeling somewhat encouraged that we are sitting here, albeit as the timing.
Oh, God's time is the best.
That's what I like to hear. So we're here in that stead, and we're here to start with the glass half full, if it were. You know, to move forward and our first tackle that we think that we're going to tackle is within teacher training. We feel that there has to be, we have to compartmentalize this problem or this initiative and then take it apart bit by bit. Talking within the Ministry of Education, Frank and I, stemming from just getting here, we have found that we don't have our practitioners who are actually trained within.
Say how they go for you and the practitioners and you wow. That's it. Really. You are going to this table. The whole Creative Art Agency, Omunie, MPP for this is some province that is known, and you hear, and I'm going to tell you, and they say, why you didn't going to draw some not to on 20 and the professionals and the skills and the Ekufuado bank was the same say. A low accent, say British, say a Japanese, say American, only maybe some accent, and smart people. Mr. Okofo certificate, brown from only certificates. One day, Jan Kroma resume da. Why na Ghana we baby Jan Kroma go school nipa on the class a graduate here. These are dropouts. Female version of Ekufuado we need. Now, so who analyze the letter the pa ma mention tricky bi ma mention ade bi o letter di ma. Ebe mo hu say they use the same 442 formation and on the wie. So we read the first paragraph. Now we read the third paragraph. My attention has been the fourth paragraph. The acts of all projects were privately conceived and executed through the Creative Art Agency. The idea was privately conceived, meaning an individual be an agent. Then so the SPV, the Special Purpose Vehicle, the agency that ran that acts for all project, not a government agency. Suddenly free. That is the same 442 National Cathedral. So they told you, Ne Papa say he was going to build a cathedral for God. So the idea was privately conceived by Kufuor, but we ended up using the taxpayers' money to dig a hole. And this is the same thing they did. At the same formation, at the same 442. They will tell you it was privately conceived. They want to speak to their God. Ekufuor told his God he wants to build a cathedral. Nana Addo Ekufuor, when he becomes president, when he got to the point now, say they were going to put together something called National Cathedral Secretariat, and that it was going to raise money. National Cathedral Secretariat area Ghana sika over $400 million. It is the same as this. That is what they do. That is Nana Addo Ekufuor and Mano. That is what they do. And it's 442 formation, she could not mention, because if I, Kevin Taylor, you start to spread rumors about me, say, me papa be a president, and maybe a president, me relationship to the president, and me offer, me contract 25 million. Now me catch a Ghana for say, manji contract biya. In fact, agency na me head, some idea biya, ni pebi edwene head buy, say ne in fact, baby sika say and a nipa bi ma the project. Why couldn't she mention the amount? She cannot mention the amount because the amount is coming from the government coffers. I was expecting Jan Kroma to attach a list of donations that they received, who and where, and how much they received as agency working with that privately conceived idea projects. But you see, she technically moved away from the amount of money, because in your capacity, you are a government official. You are working for the government. If you are even working with a private entity, you need to at least let them understand that every single money that we are receiving, if it is going to the private agency, let us know, so that Obibe question me, I met my chum say, if you had 25 million, I have nothing to do with it. This agency or your partner, they took the money. But Jan Kroma moved away from the real questions. Ghana don't care about the ugly face of Jan Kroma. They don't care about the ugly character of Jan Kroma. Ghanaians are questioning the amount of money that project basically we wasted. So Jan Kroma, tell us, as a former CEO of Creative Art Agency, how much money was derived from that donations, and let us know who actually took the money. I know monko school, muni munyansa. Money certificate. Mobile radio. No more can kwasi asem. Mo. As a movie that doana mada, movie that doana movie na moda. Now me doing saying come publish it. You know what? Let me tell Ghanaians, I'm very transparent. During my time as the Creative Art Agency CEO, this is how much in donations we received. If anybody wants to follow up, they can follow up. These are the receipts. You are coming to tell us you are threatening Ghanaians. You want to gag Ghanaians. The same thing from Pon Boating, Eddie Galamsey expose, any document by and a Gabi so or the court. What a Gabi so a court da. That is what they do. They are learning from their fathers and their uncles. Put something out there to deprive people from talking about you, because the crime, the more they keep telling the people, the more they know it is true. So go out there and tell them that you will sue. You will sue who? We are asking you simple questions. That time, you were a government official, my friend. Have you forgotten yourself? And I'm no one read to one kind. You were a government official. It is now una head agency na. Sika bi ba agency nim. Sika na ba who brought the money into the agency? Sikebi Amba agency, $20 million. No, a private. You perceive who the private people are almost collaborating with you. Who privately conceived the idea? Tell us. Because if you conceived the idea, you were in that capacity as the CEO of the creative art agency. It means you use your office. There's an influence there. Conflict of interest. Say, now your private company. And now, would you conceive the idea now? You ended up working with a government agency and making money out of the government agency because your capacity as the CEO did not give you the rights to do that. Now, shut up and be in your hole. Shut up, sit down, stay in your hole and smoke. I don't know bother mo. Moju say you can come. The same thing of Oyata does. The same thing Gabi does. Oh, come once and pay. We are going to court. We are going to sue. Those things don't work again. Come and justify why people should not say you took $25 million. Come and justify. It is not just this vague statement. Let me just say, right now, we are asking Jan Kroma, come out again. Come and do a press conference. You said privately conceived. Who basically thought of this idea for it to become a reality? That's one. Two, was it a company that collaborated with the agency? Three, who and who donated? And four, how much did you guys get from the donation? We want to know from you. Hey. Hi. Info. I'm hoping me a sure selector will be in free. If it is not coming from you, they understand. Now say free what? Hey. Info. Hi. Momo said I want 1992. Oh. And I'm going to call to be Obi. She Obi Akasawa ko 25 million. Now Obusa as a government time and now we are sad. Now we are CEO. Review one. It's about check Ghana for say 25 million. Obeka just obeko court. But check Ghana for say because in your own statement you said there is nothing. Let me show you something you wrote. You said if any individual, media platform or commentator is in possession of such a contract, I challenge them to produce it publicly. The question people are asking you is, how much did you derive? If you are telling us today, we didn't even know it was donations. 90% of Ghanaians did not know that the work you did there were donations. So we want to know, how much did you get to do that job? Is it 10,000 Ghana? Can you show us receipt? Because at that time, your capacity was the CEO of the government agency. So did the government agency put any resource in this project? And how much the government agency put in? Was it money? Was it expertise? The private company you worked with, was there a contract? Or some madman was working and just conceived the idea? You, this girl, shut up, eh? Oh, ambulance as some kind spare parts criminality issue that also. Ambulance criminality issue that also. Yan kaya. Ube releasing kwasi asem. Now, why you hear what to be me wa accent? Mo, you can have one pizza na namoton. Hey, shut up. You can cross an out, no. Nanya pizza na namoton. Tell you will see who. What dear, you too much for a month. You.
Ile moko, eye mako, sapema, kawes, kanshipon, telegbe. Ile moko, eye mako, sapema, kawes, kanshipon, telegbe. Aikale, Jessica, Yamasa. Aikale, Jessica, Yamasa, Mashami, Betty Tutu, Mashami, Betty Tutu. Piotr, 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 Piotr. Ile moko, eye mako, sapema, kawes, kanshikpon, telegbe. Ile moko, eye mako, sapema, kawes, kanshikpon, telegbe. Aikale, Jessica, Yamasa. Aikale, Jessica, Yamasa. Mashami, Betty Tutu, Mashami, Betty Tutu, Tutu, Nichowa.
Piotr, 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 Piotr. C'est oko French ma. La pantalon. Piotr, Piotr. So oko Arabic ma rahik, la rahik. Piotr, Piotr. So oba asante kasema ye Piotr, Piotr. And I say danta. Oba eye Jamaica ma. Mesha me dante. Ne se Piotr, Piotr. Oba eye just me anka sana bebre. Saga we oni papa de kanyam so kwa kosi Al Jazeera ro. De papa de friend na say ro. Jan Kroma papa ka so kosi Al Jazeera na ye te hi. E go for we 442 now. Aye the same information. I as a moja top. I on a tornado near Eddie. Just 442 now no de now. Akwa we papa ka say na say ka so kosi Al Jazeera na ye te Al Jazeera. When kosi Al Jazeera because wakwa we go me achero. E go for we. Oh no. Mogai, ne papa ne ka say or the Al Jazeera for court. Adeya wako we gold me achero. Mumusa na say say gold court case they go see saying. Ne lawyer na ne sese ngawo no. Sa boy bi na ne sese rake no. Yeah, we are going to sue Al Jazeera. Me say Al Jazeera court case in a way. Kwasiafo. Piotr, you are a group of Piotr. You people, you Ekufuado and your children. You this MPP limited liability criminals. You are a group of Piotr. And a Friday. Abam wafamano, taking here solid.
And now you're Friday. This is a better sweet marvelous food to just say. Me who the dynamic what Friday.
Young Roma, so come again. You can receipt. Why? Won't me my receipt? I want to be court. Him. Matters and phobic cancer. Say Kevin Taylor. Paul Adomochi, or can say Esamwako Hine, the Ashanti Regional Minister. I beg you. Paul Adomochi on rule level. I'm not going to spend more than 3 minutes on this. I'm not even going to put any picture up. Paul Adomochi, they carry a goo. The wakachi na enough. The guy wants to write on you to become relevant. He is not relevant again. He is dying. He is 51 years. He has nothing left in him. Paul Adomochi is empty. Nobody is watching him. Bloggers on TikTok are more, even are listened to more than Paul Adomochi. I'm telling you, Paul wants to ride on your success. Don't give him that at all. We don't know whether he's a journalist or he's a communicator. Don't waste your time on Paul Adomochi one bit. He is 51 years. He cannot talk of one certificate. Paul Adomochi is a criminal. Don't. He's the same person who said Menshia people called for him to be released. He's a liar. This is a guy who is a filthy, dirty husband. He sleeps with young boys. He does not share bedroom with his wife. You sleep in your own. Regional minister, one know in the damn papa goes, Paul, he's half gay, half straight. Don't do that. Don't waste your time on Paul Adomochi at all. Nobody's watching him. Nobody listens to him. He's a fool. Don't do that. This is Paul Adomochi, Ashanti Regional Minister. Why are you wasting your time on such a dirty man? This guy.
Okay, so what?
Honorable. Honorable. Don't do that. You are 35 years. Paul is 51 years. And he's 51 years. Technically, I can 19 years, but don't waste your time on him. What does he do? Paul, what does he do? He gets up in the morning and go and sit on TV and talk. And the evening, he does not work. He's jobless. So I'm going to please. Paul wants to ride on you. And then people come and watch him. Nobody's watching him. This is a dirty guy. After he was caught doing all these things, he chopped the girl and then in the morning they ordered food to eat. This guy, he chopped the girl. Oh, the Obano of yours, I call that Diane.
Me too, sorry.
Croydon, South.
The matter, therefore, that this Saturday, the 8th of February 2020.
I'm going. Paul is a Piotr guy. You can call him Paul Piotr PP. I'm going. Paul Adamochiri. You can just call him Mr. PP, Mr. Piotr. Paul Piotr. Don't waste your time on Paul Piotr. Or the Namoro Piotr. Dirty guy. Filthy, dirty guy. Memani Yusu will record him for Bibia. No. I remember when he was caught, he came to stand on TV. He doesn't know this lady. This lady left the child with the Paul is a dirty guy. Gano kodide. Nema miya boniduya. Aka 19 years no. Ye 8 years a free so. Men how ho. Obe unansia edia body be kuno. Why are you wasting your time? Messi, Pipi, Paul Piotr. Paul Piotr. Men wasting time on Pipi so. Paul Piotr. The guy is a Piotr guy. Then we are wasting time. I'm working in work. Take your mind off PP. Paul Piotr. Hey, Mr. Wakohine. Paul Onyo Piotr or your Paul Piotr. What are you watching? And a man for friend P Square. Now Paul is a blogger. Now Paul blogger's job Roy P Square, Paul Piotr, P Square. Don't waste your time on P Square, Paul Piotr. Every day. Piotr, PP, P Square, Paul Piotr. Hey, I'm going to do your job and forget that guy. Don't give him space. Don't give him chance. He will die soon. Yeah, he has been cursed back and front. He's a useless, dirty guy. Very, very filthy guy. Very dirty. Don't waste your time on him. Don't waste your time on P Square. Paul Piotr. Don't waste your time. He's a foolish man. Now, let me show you some. Paul Adamochiri every day. This is a very important story I want to talk about quickly. Police Special Operations Team withdrawn from Kumasi hours after anti-crime development. You see the IGP after a year, the Special Operations Team, so Obunfri Kumasi Brankan. I don't know whether they are reassigning them to somewhere else, but maybe I'm still stuck to the matter. Mr. IGP, you should know better. This group, you need to dissolve it. Yesterday, I gave you a lot of room. The Jalil guy leading this special operations team is a criminal. He has murdered somebody in the northern region. Mr. Yowonu, do the right thing. I told you today, you were supposed to dissolve that operations team. This guy called Jalil, this guy, Mr. Yowonu, say edrono okoje de brewa. Sa edrona I so be cha. Dissolve the special operations team. Reconstitute it and make sure this guy is not part of it. We don't want to get to that point where we know an IGP at a group for them to murder a Ghanaian. Now, let me tell you people something about Jalil and why that IGP is a disappointing man. And I'm going to go all out to make sure that this IGP, so when go sa special team way next week, it is going to be very nasty. With all due respect, say, I respect you so much. I respect you so much. But respect is earned. Jalil boy we own. Do you know, say Jalil, and IGP knows this, it's on record. Jalil in 2015-16 stole 5 guns. He was a sergeant in the Ghana Police Service. IGP, the kind of things I'm going to come out with, I don't think you'll be comfortable in your office. In my room, no, I told you, this boy that you have made him your personal bodyguard, intimidating people, attacking people, ending up killing someone. They murdered somebody in the northern region. You, IGP, I don't think you are ready to fight any crime in Ghana. You are creating and grooming murderers. Dissolve that operation team now. Now, this boy called Jalil, before Ekufuado took office, I mentioned the IGP, he's failing to dissolve this thing, our agenda. This boy called Jalil, in 2016, before Ekufuado took over power, and when you kaisa video we, Tama Jalil attack Nanka Bruce or Jubilee House after Ekufuado winning power. No, this video. That is Jalil. This Jalil guy. IGP there. This Jalil guy, and I who know video nimuno. He was the guy who attacked Nanka Bruce. He pulled a gun. They beat the police officer, a senior police officer. The day you can't say Ekufuor winning elections. This is the Jubilee House. That was the guy. Now, I show this guy. In 2016, this guy Jalil, he was a sergeant. Our Ghana Police Service. This is the guy you are sending around to attack people. This is a Delta Force guy who is brutalizing innocent people. And you, the IGP, you are sponsoring this. Answer Nameko assembly from next week, So also undeserve it. We will see. Now, this guy called Jalil. I need the. Yes, thank you, Mr. S. Now, Jalil Owia, he was a sergeant in the Ghana Police Service, right? He was working as a Delta Force agent and also a police officer. Now, in 2016, Owia AK-47s 5. This Jalil guy, and he is heading the special operations team. Owia, 5 AK-47s. For some reason, the code record, yes, we are 3, not a sergeant. Now, Owia sa intuono yacheno. He was actually arrested. He was interdicted. Sa period in na election 2016 yadili ko jina court. Emma, ya suspended no. Right after election 2016, Ekufuor mu take over. Omobo Nanka Bruce we no. And your man position ASP. This guy. So yayan ASP no. And Ekufuor must start your juma. And you were there. You know this. Your commanders, the police hierarchy, you know this matter. And Ekufuor made ASP and started brutalization. Now we back at the Kevin Taylor. I never assaulted ASP Nanka Bruce. Suspect death accusers. Now when you read the story, let me read the story in intro. This is the story. And date the story. A policeman who recruited 3 persons managed to secure them police uniforms and 3 AK-47 assault rifles with 20 rounds of ammunition has been remanded by circuit court in Accra, where he is facing charges of conspiracy and stealing. The plea of Bawa Abdul Jalil was not taken. His accomplice, A. Richard K. Boating and P.K. Godwin, are at large. He is to reappear on June 14th. When the case was called, Assistant Superintendent of Police A. Derry told the court that the police was still conducting investigations into the matter and prayed the court to remand the accused person in custody. So Jalil was arrested for stealing and conspiring to steal with other 2 people. He was remanded in police custody. The case was in court. This guy was a sergeant then. Now, the prosecutor told the court, presided over by Mr. Justice Frank Menu, that the accused person who was attached to guard duty unit of the police headquarters had been interdicted. The prosecution said on March 26 to April 5th this year, Jalil managed to acquire 3 sets of police uniforms for Richard, Boating, and Godwin. Jalil and his accomplice went to the Panthers Unit Armory at the police headquarters, provided fake services numbers. Listen, these are court documents about the same Jalil. Jalil created fake IDs and a police armory, oko ria tuo, and okoyi uniforms, and the man called for some of Uncle Bokrono. This is the same Jalil who is heading a special unit. Jesus Christ. You are a disappointment. You want to destroy John Mahama's government. This is just the beginning. We are going to do detailed job on you and Jalil. If you still keep this unit by Monday, it is going to be dirty. This Jalil guy should have been sacked from the police and even jailed. But when the crazy crime, I'm sure. Let's finish the story. Now, when you read the rest of the story, this is what it says. The prosecutor told the court, presided over by Mr. Justice Frank Menu, that the accused person who was attached to guard duty unit of the police headquarters had been interdicted. The prosecution said, no, Mr. S, did you give me two? Mr. S. Yeah, Mr. S. Okay. Oh, okay. All right. My team is saying I should take the story from the top. I have the two. All right. So this is the, let me show you, because then you get to know the date. My team, they are telling me to show you the date so that we will be factual. We don't want it to look like we just picked the story from somewhere. So Mr. S said I should put the date on story, where it's coming from. So this story was reported by Joy News. And the date then, 21st May 2007. 21st May 2007. So Jalil has been a criminal for a long time. 2007, and oko be police armory. Only about two people. Eko rian tadie, police in tadie. Eko rian tuo. And ye chino, ye interdicted no, ye didn't to remand, and ye didn't call court. This guy Jalil. This is the same guy. Today the IGP is telling us to say only a special operation. Now, Mamentro, the story also from Ghana Web. Thank you very much, team. Team, I need to read everything. Because wow. Team, interesting, eh? Thank you, Mr. S. Let me read every single thing here. Senabe Ghana for better story na see pa. Then you will see ube unipa na oye lawyer or court. I'm going to show you something today. And you see, Makache Yohonu say what he's doing, he's basically destroying himself. But Yohonu does not want to listen because he thinks this boy here. So 2007, they actually arrested this guy. He went to steal police AK-47. He was basically interdicted. He was even actually remanded. Court document, let me read it down. Report from 2007. It's a hardened or a Delta Force boy, this guy, Jalil. Now, let me read this story, the other part in the show. Team. It's all over the place, but I'll try and find them, team. This is the guy, Yowonu. You need to shut this down and take this guy off. This guy needs to be sacked from the Ghana Police Service, but you don't want to listen. You are here. Now, you see the story. My first story went show. My first dating show. I feel who be. There's the first one. Lawyer battles with police in court over missing guns. Date, and a show 9th May 2008. Case running out from 2007 all the way to 2008. This is Jalil. Now here there. Your who doesn't want to listen, eh? You will listen. Mama read this story next show. Now, obeti bibia say numere. You can say, hey, yeah. This story, 2018, was covered by Ghana Web. Now here there. Mama read it show. Now, but we are going to take our time. An argument ensued between a legal practitioner and a police officer at an Accra Circuit Court over a docket allegedly sent to the Attorney General's office for advice. Mr. Gabi Ochredakon, who represented Bawa Abdul Jalil, a police constable who is accused of stealing 3 AK-47 rifles and 20 rounds of ammunition with 3 others, registered his displeasure over the delay in the commencing the trial. You see, 2008, Jalil ko wiya tuo every Ghana police a yeche no. Lawyer na or represented Jalil e wo court na e gabi ochre da ko. I'm in front of BM. The IGP doesn't want to listen. If anybody wants to destroy John Mahama's government, catch them all. This boy is a dangerous boy. He has been a thug, a criminal from day one. He's not supposed to be in the police service. And we will petition the police to sack him. Mr. Gabi Ochidakun, who represented Bawa Abdul Jalil, a police constable who is accused of stealing 3 AK-47 rifles and 20 rounds of ammunition, with 3 others, registered his displeasure over the delay in commencing the trial. Jalil has pleaded not guilty and he is on 1,500 Ghana cedis bail. Mr. Ochidakun accused the police of shifting blame on the office of the Attorney General because his investigations revealed that the docket was not at the AG's office. I mean, kind of story in intro. Number 2. Oh, sorry. Number 2. Mr. Ochidakun said he personally wrote to the Office of the Attorney General on February 21st this year inquiring about a duplicate docket of his client's case, but the response from the AG on March 11 this year indicated that the docket was not there. Subsequently, the Attorney General had asked the Criminal Investigation Department to forward the said docket to them. Meanwhile, a letter covering the forwarding of the docket was written on March 26th this year by the police. Assistant Superintendent of Police ASP Aiden Derry, the prosecutor, in his response said it was not likely that the police would call witnesses because the docket had been forwarded to the AG's office, and until the police received response from the AG, they could do nothing about the case. Number 3. Jalil led his 3 accomplices, all dressed in police uniforms. This is the background story. Jalil led his 3 accomplices, all dressed in police uniforms, to the Panthers Unit Armory at the police headquarters to give fake service numbers to the armorer and collected 3 AK-47 assault rifles and 20 rounds of ammunition and had their names booked in the station records. Prosecution said the 3 suspects went away with the rifles and uniforms and never returned. When the armorer detected the anomaly, he reported the incident and Jalil was arrested. Jalil has, however, failed to assist the police to trace his accomplices and the 3 AK-47 rifles. In 2007, Enna Jalil, IGP, 2007, and this Jalil guy, Okoria AK-47, or Panthers, or wear uniforms, or Amri with fake ID, not a sergeant, and we are any channel. How is this guy even in the police? When the Kufori came to power, they promoted Jalil to ASP. And you know the funny thing? On the 2nd of December 2025, after the IGP, ABA at this special force, no, on the 2nd, na omubo sa abrantie we to owie, you know.
It's gone. How? Mistake for what? You kill somebody just like that. From now, because of what? He has a family. Oh, this is too bad. Not on any drugs, not on anything, not on anything. Killing people. This is becoming too much.
On the 2nd of December 2025, the same month, and IGP a movie called DSP. So right now, Jalil is a DSP. Somebody with such record in Ghana Police Service. How? How did we get here, Yowunu? And remember, when Dan Parry was the IGP, Yowunu went to set up an office in our circle for NPP boys. This guy was the one leading those team. And Dan Parry found out and told Yowunu to shut that office down because this boy is a dangerous boy. Dan Parry was supposed to interdict Yowunu because Yowunu was then Dan Parry's deputy IGP. Ekufa Nekofa Yowunu bae. And quietly they shut down that operation because Jalil Kofa Delta Force boys and I'm going to be BSR office no cycle. Inti obuku sa akwa we on the 2nd of December no the same month and Yowunu ya akwa with DSP and or special force or the akwa with Twano. Now you see why Yowunu doesn't want to dissolve this. He does not want to dissolve it because this boy Odena Yejuma che. But I don't care about what is happening today. How on earth say Obia in 2008 oko ria police for atade e ria etuo e me dey ko gina court Gabi Ochedako and a lawyer you to be moving from sergeant to ASP to DSP in Ghana Police Service. Hey, then at this point, anybody can be in the Ghana Police Service. This is an indictment on the Ghana Police Service. If this Jalil guy is still in the Ghana Police Service, this is the greatest indictment. This, Mr. President, this is not supposed to happen. This guy, he was caught. He was arraigned before court. He stole AK-47s, 20 ammunitions. This same guy today, you have moved him from sergeant to ASP to DSP and give him special forces to handle and giving him the room to be able to operate anyhow. Are we okay as a nation? IGP, I told you. Monday, Anna Ochnanopa released a statement to. We want an official statement from your office. Said this special unit or team, you have dissolved it, and this guy Jalil is no more heading it, and also Jalil needs to stand trial. Some murder, no murder, Obi was ceremonial. We need to open investigations into it. So he needs to move away from any police. Any Zankako, you need to question in some Jalil. Mama Jalil DSP. This is wrong. This is absolutely wrong in all forms. Gabi muna prepare boy with my Ghana. Gabi Ochedako, ne lawyer ne Gabi Ochedako. This government, John Mahama, only one by way. Sometimes when you may be you are still sitting there and watching this happen. The interior minister sitting there, and you guys are watching this happen. The whole MDC as a government. Now, minyamba the dealings at the police headquarters zoo. Me started me documentations, me record it, me started BBAO. I am just giving you highlights of what is about to happen. Say you want to say, oh yeah, what is right. You want needs to do what is right. And what is right is one, dissolve the special team. Secondly, we have to investigate the team, the leader Jalil, who murdered that young man in Tamale. 3, the Jalil guy, he needs to stand trial. He does not have to lead any force again. Reconstitute a new special operation team with a respectable person to lead them. That is all that I'm asking from you. I want you to release a statement that officially you put the team together, you have shut it down, you are going to open investigations into that killings. And 3, Jalil should never be part of any operations that you have put together, and he has to also face trial. Mr. President John Mahama, this is not a joke. Your life is at stake. Your security is at stake. You are not safe as the President of the Republic. You are not. Don't think that you are safe. You are not. If you have this kind of people in your police, leading special forces, then you as a president, you are not safe. You are not safe like Kwame Nkrumah. Because we know these people, what they can do. This is dangerous. This guy stand trial for stealing ammunition. Right now, do you know the amount of ammunition I want in possession? And Mr. President, you think this is a normal day. This is not normal. This is not normal, Mr. President. I'm not a prophet, but this does not look good. You need to instruct that this operation team is basically dissolved in the next 24 hours. This guy, they need to come and write a report who murdered this young man in Tamale. You are also a Northerner. This guy, Jalil, needs to be investigated, and this same team needs to be reconstituted. We need a new set of people, legitimate people with credibility to lead this special team to fight illegal drugs. Mr. President, you are not safe.
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. They've been in existence for a long time and have been changing their names up till this day. The nature of who they are. Listen. Munjir, the nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from, is something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past.
I will share with you the case, the court documents, how the case ended. This case. I will share with you how Gabi Ochredaku, who is the lawyer of Jalil Bawa, how the case ended. I'll come and read every single word for you to hear in your ear. Mr. President, you are not safe one bit. I can tell you your security is weak. Your intelligence is very weak. If you have people like this in your police force, giving too much room to lead men with guns, then your presidency is not safe, Mr. President. Yeah. It is not. And Menyasho say, anybody in Ghana or Shemi think say I'm doing the wrong thing. I am just doing the right thing. I'm just telling you the story, the history behind this police officer. I'm not insulting anybody. There are a lot of things people don't know. When you set a team or put a team together, such a sensitive team, and you put such a man in front of it as the leader, we need to know the background of the leader of this team. And that is what I am doing. So the question here is, what did Yowonu see in this guy that he insisted that this guy leads the special operations team? What did he see? You want to tell me Yowonu does not know this background story of Jalil? He knows. Yawonu, as the IGP today, doesn't know Jalil at a point stole AK-47s, ammunitions, police uniforms. Yawonu has the update on all this. So what will make Yawonu still insist that this guy will lead that special team? I am not against anybody. The way we are able to go deep and read the background of people is the same as this police officer. The question here is, we are doing it because of the conduct of the team or Dano, what they have recently done. That special operations team, nobody had an issue with it until the leader, who is Jalil, started acting in a certain way that did not sound or look right. When we start to ask questions and you're personal, it is because we want the right things to be done. So, Ejuma me yan wahano, me Jalil mi nimuno. Jalil, bibianiwa opa memepe, bibianiwa mepa ope. I don't envy him, he doesn't envy me. I don't know him. But I'm making Ghanaians understand, for a team, for police officers to attack people, like Ibrahim Mahama, because he's famous in Tinieti, Uncle Otise, Obi Onoso watching or Shebaby, Ankayante. Machemu video of somebody who was shot in the northern region, all because of the activities of this group Jalil is leading. And I'm taking you back to check the background of the leader of the group. Have I done anything wrong here? I've done nothing wrong here. I am making Ghanaians know. Nipana Odi group name no. Ne record in here. It is a BBC here. Why don't we recall the team and say, no, please. You are not the right person to lead. In this, so I guess I'm a IGP, and I'm entire IGP. In fact, yesterday I gave IGP a lot of room and said, IGP, take the right decision. Make the right decision now because things get out of hand. But the IGP doesn't want to do it. Men can say IGP, go special for me say, go away, they change leadership. No, now through the activities, and I said decisions that Jalil take here, we need to investigate Jalil and the team. That's all. Into Gusa special operation way. Now we MBA investigations into the murdering of that gentleman, the attack on Ibrahim Mahama, and make sure Jalil does not lead the new reconstituted national special operations. That's all I'm asking. I'm not saying Obi Goku Obi. So what have I done here? Bonnie Ben Maye. What I was reading are things that were in the news or are in the news already. You and I didn't know that Jalil's lawyer in 2008 was Gabi Ochedako, who basically was the Prime Minister of Ghana from 2017 to 2024, an NPP head of state in quotes. So where does Jalil come from? Who are the people who guided Jalil? Jalil, the political affiliation way, you bet your pictures of Jalil sitting in MP. That does not care. Nobody cares about that. But the question here is his conduct before and after. And then I hear someone seven. Because I'm very sure, recently, Yawonu came to the US, went to New York, met the police. Do you think there's anybody in the police in America or what this kind of record I need to action in some ISO only D? I'm asking. If we don't check this guy, we will end up being at the wrong side of the gun. And that is what I'm trying to prevent. That is all. Mimi Jalil minimuno, the kind of boys on the minimum. But we want to protect the police force. We want to protect the IGP's office. We want some decency, decorum. We want some kind of integrity. But if today IGP sits down and puts together a team and tells me that he did not check the background of Jalil, his record as a police officer, and hands over weapons and ammunition, whatever, to Jalil to lead a group of men, then the IGP, we need to question your credibility. What thinking, what investigations went into you making that final decision that Jalil is the only DSP who can lead this? Then there's something that you are not telling us, Yonu. This team dissolving Ochina before Monday. Jalil needs to answer questions on the man who was murdered in the northern region and also Ibrahim Mahama's attack. Say a new operations team, put another credible, somebody with credibility to lead it. We still need this special operations team. We need it. These are the simple things I'm asking of you. Why is it so difficult for you? media. This job that I do, obi anywhere I'm a target. I try to get the facts. I try to tell you, and I'm telling you, Mr. President, with all due respect, take action. Mr. President, there's more that I see that maybe you have seen it, but for some reason, you have not spoken about it. But there are so many things that I see that, Mr. President, maybe you have not seen. Your security is weak. Your intelligence is weak. You are not safe as a president of the republic. You are not. P Square. I don't know. I said, teacher, I'll move. And I was, Piotr, I said, teacher, I'll move. And there you go. Piotr, who teacher, I'll move. Minimum, there's something about the song. Edu baby, I'll move. Like, Mr. B, you are suspended. And you know, as a wood teacher, a question of boo, I say, you just want to understand. Like, I say, minimum to cry about boo, but would you be a pedal boo, but would you pedal watch when you over society? Minimum to cry, and you know, I don't teach a wood about now boo, but I didn't appeal to. There you go. And a Friday, sorry, guys. Now, I mentioned your story be. And the parliament, after your marking, I can't send me. Samira Baumia or Bay4 bar. Only after your marking. A Bay4 me, you money na mundro so kwasia 4. Samira Baumia. Me see. Samira Baumia, stop people from talking about me. Me can't wasema. I don't know what stop Abronye. Samira, why did you call Abronye to tell him say he should not mention my name, you and me? I didn't know Usro. Abuofunu. You Samira Baumia. Wallahi. Mrs. Asasi Weso. Obia me to find born in Chenia. And you know, tell your husband. Unkwasi asamo na wodi ye politics no. Me do me mawu. Ena me do me yire. The same way I wodo ukunu na wodo umba. Ya nhwe de ne yire ne ne mba betena ase ache. Si asam o dwinse of Richard. Itu betuma ide ope bia beboa. Woni afenyo marking we. Me makacha afenyo say he will not enter parliament. O wura ho biam. 2028 afenyo can spend billions. He will never enter parliament in 2028. Oh, Samira, me say woni afenyo marking mumienu. Afenyo can spend the life savings in 2028. Obetum dia boso mo twa e ne kuro nyina hia. He will not enter parliament again. And he will never understand it. Anhwe be ne a dam. Obetum dia fa so abodam afenyo marking. E be ne say a dam. Now what there, you know between you and I, you know what is there. Samira, you know. You know. Now, and the Afenyamaki ka sembi ewo pale. Me say, catch that bronye se ombra. Now me be defend Samira, me be me chire wade, me you dross achire. Wo Samira, me you dross a show ase me yi. Na me de achire Ghana fo. Sa small boy uche kwasi campaign na odiu. Na damfo. Ode ne chire, wo adamfo ode chire uche kodi na uche. Me see me you ase dross say de achire Ghana fo. Wo. You have no idea. See, I just saw you the keke. Falas and what you call. Yeah, here. I there by force say I was say yeah Baumia president ana. Oh bodam. Is it force? Samira, you say a force to say I was say Ghana yeah Baumia president ana. Oh bodam. And you just want to do everything to make Baumia president? Huh? Again, say force to say about be the president. Me Baumia me any problem. But wo as far as only Baumia ware no problem be aka Baumia. Me say me person catch with MPP for no wo TikTok ne dey say obi mbeye say me be defend the Baumia me often animumbra me I don't respond to people without face so me I don't do that what boda mama me ma abronya ne san kofo no betra say me na me be defend ba Samira na me kire wade. Why are you stopping them? Let them come now kwa dey na wo ye na no kan kire omo siasam ka kire omo no mbra me say me you ase draw to say na me dey akire Ghana fo. Is it president of the Air Force? Onyame na akachira Ghana for say, Mama ma Baumia be the president. You don't have any power to do that. And I'm steady here. Abronya started Mumuza started in Wejai. Mumuza runs, hey, Abronya say Kasa will say, yeah, Kevin Taylor, or Samira, or Jina Samira, so also Baby defend Samira, only Kevin Taylor. I don't know, Mumuza Abronya started in Wejai. Me, I don't deal with people. I don't see your face. So me, I don't deal with obit internet. So me, when the nim, when you pa me, we toilet shit. We grab me. Me here with your way nim. Or so on a customer MPP. Or then you pay you MPP mu. Me pay ni bina me pay. After marking a car, send me. Oh, child in your boy, I would say Jimmy at Ghana. To be our dog, Sana me domere. To be our dog, Umbano, Sana me so be domema. And I don't think you want to leave your kids behind. The same way I don't also want to leave my kids behind. Nyakasa kwana me kachira ono. The way I would down by, you want to live for long and protect your kids in the same way. So we all have to defend our family. Ucha didi kurampo, upeso chilemi se Ghana ni ya wodia. Minority leader Alexander Afenyomakin has dismissed calls for reparatory justice over the transatlantic slave trade. Listen to the word very well. Reparatory justice over the transatlantic slave trade, noting that some indigents also participated in the inhumane treatment of their people. He, however, condemned the cruel and degrading conditions suffered by the victims. And the Afenyomakin was campaigning in Kasa Parliament. Suddenly, MPP for Afenyomakin say, John Dramani Mahama, Oba UN, Ebema Brofu Beji Tumu say, Omo dibi before Boneno, or say, Enfasuoni so. Nana some now can say, I adenti tio, so we study Asama John Mahama Ediba UN. Obekachre UN, United Nations say, yani atia mo abrofo amwo ha mo involve mo ho ewo trans Atlantic slave trade ni mu no. You did harm to the African. John Mahama did not go to UN to say mo abrofo na mo UN no. Eye enkwasoma mo de Ghana fo fe mu no. Munjim tum se maha Ghana fo. And into the Bemkan say Afenyomakin with Jimmy. John Mahama by UN or say there's something called transatlantic slave trade. Meaning, John Mahama did not go to the UN to go and say, Ghana for aye for so omuye slaves. Abrafuni jintum say omaye boni. John Mahama say Bibinia akwesi broni eba na saase so. Edi enhye ebefa omumu bi. Sebio na etia omankasa nipa efa ahudie no. John Mahama say abrofo no omo nana nkanso ne omo nana no omo ye saade no. Omo njintum say omo nana no anya ade. Omo eden omo die bone. But Afenyomakin jina parliament ka kire Ghana for say John Mahama ko pay sika for abrofo because of slave trade. Afenyomakin with Jimmy. And then you can say MPP for no. Majority of them are stupid. Now, Afenyomakin say, the John Mahama kweye no mfasoni so if we say, oba Ghana, na ye wo Ghana foni bia na omobo abrofo no mo ton kwa. Enti John Mahama ye no, mfasoni so if we say, ebibi fo no so boaye. So now you sit and you ask yourself, say, okay, Afenyomakin point to the saying, Mumianko tie no e parliament.
Somebody bets a vessel, a boat at Cape Coast, and you decide to go to the north, go to the Bono area, get to the Ashanti area, get into the Asin area, and you are chasing your own people, the strongest amongst them. Then after 100 years, you say, I should be compensated. Who should compensate who? Mr. Speaker, with the greatest respect, I don't want us to create a certain impression that, expressing an opposing view to this whole reparation thing makes you anti-African or you are not thinking about the suffering. Who suffered? We maltreated our own. We maltreated our own and told the white man that he should also maltreat our own. So, Mr. Speaker, the story must be told and be put in its proper context. It is also a fact that inhumane treatment, the unfortunate
humiliation, the marginalization, the injustice, the abuse of our ancestors who became victims of this slave trade, Mr. Speaker, must be condemned, and I so condemn him. They were treated as less human.
So after your marking brought for Parliament in Ghana say, Ghana Fontias, yes, say, John Mahama, Echo Abruchino, or no Timno, John Mahama cosre compensation sika. Say, Abrofontam sika maye. Into honor de Adentin Abrofontam sika maye because ye be before no. Ye wuni pani bi. Ena ye boaye. Ema ye bechi, ye nuanu bia. Na sebio. Enye omope. Now, when John Mahama went to the UN, one, John Mahama did not go ask for money. The priority and a binding John Mahama message or the call UN and say, Yene, Yatia, as our sisters say, about 60 to 70% of us, we did not go through the slave trade. Meaning, Abrafon to Parliament, you know, Omo papa nom ne ye ene nyoma bi omo ye no, they have to admit to say omo papa nom edi Africans abroad. John Mahama could have gone to UN and tabled the trade in Ghana, the slave trade in Ghana. But John Mahama went and said the transatlantic slave trade. There was a reason why John Mahama stuck to that word. Because enye obia owo Africa bia na African be a supporter say yentam no fa no abrochiri enko using the saboa se ebibifo ni bi edi enim ema sade ni bi happen ya. It is our business. It is up to us to speak to ourselves, each other, to understand, say, this act that was done by this group of Africans wasn't right. So we have to have a reflection. But what John Mahama was seeking for was the person who did most of the damage to our ancestors, because nobody is going to speak for our ancestors. It is only us who came to inherit the history. We are the only people who can speak for our ancestors, for those who committed that inhumane crimes against our ancestors, to admit that their forefathers basically committed a crime against humanity, against us. So John Mahama wasn't looking for money. John Mahama wasn't looking for compensation. John Mahama wanted to set the record straight that if even during the slave trade, my people, some of them, out of ignorance, were convinced to do that, I want you people to admit that your forefathers, at the end of the day, played a major role in destroying our forefathers. So it is not about you, Afenyomakin, thinking, said John Mahama went to the UN seeking or asking for money. On say, Afenyomakin were kwasia, with Jimmy. We were in this same country. And Nana Adodankwa Ekufuado, he went to the same UN. DW Africa reported the story. Or see, Ghanaian President Nana Adodankwa Ekufuado has called for the payment. Nana Adodankwa Ekufuado, Oko UN, he did not go ask for the Americans and the Europeans to admit to their crime. Nana Adodankwa Ekufuado went to the UN to ask for money. See, there are two different things here we are talking about. John Mahama went for people to admit to their crimes. Nana Adodankwa Ekufuado of the MPP went to ask for compensation. Ghanaian President Nana Adodankwa Ekufuado has called for the payment of reparation to African nations as a response to the historical injustice caused by the transatlantic slave trade. During his speech at the United Nations, on Wednesday, he emphasized the importance of addressing the issues of reparation at this time. He stated that the world has been unwilling and unable to address the consequences of the slave trade for centuries. And I quote, "It is time to acknowledge openly that much of Europe and the United States have been built from the vast wealth harvested from the sweat, tear, blood, and horror of the transatlantic slave trade." End of quote. Nana Adodankwa Ekufuado, the message, was basically based on money and compensation. And before Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo went to the UN to speak, so many leaders from Africa had gone to the UN to make the same speech. Why do you think those white people whose forefathers committed such atrocities did not put that motion on the table? Because the premises are Akufo-Addo Jinaso and other leaders Jinaso, no, it was not right. It wasn't about give us money for us to feel comfortable, for us not to be angry. John Mahama was saying, admit to your crimes. In this African Parliament, as a lawmaker, also a lawyer, now catch a Ghana for say, Moment for Jimmy Nkonwa, Broni ni bibia, aden, yane be before the big boy. Fine, say before the big boy. Don't we have the right to question Broni now by assassins, because the slave trade, majority of the time, if you visit the Cape Coast Castle and you see the inhumane treatment human beings were put through, you will not stand in Parliament and make such a stupid statement. Se Broni na obefa bibini no, se no or consider sa bibini no, whoever supported the Broni to get the bibini to ship no, se Broni na irrespective sa bibini na ofa no se oye nipa. No human being will put another human being inside a dungeon, feed them like dogs and rats for years, and ship them on a dirty ship to go work like cattle on another land. That is what we are talking about. What we are talking about is some group of human beings did not consider others as humans. Whatever happened for the trade to happen, it's fine. But in Sankasa, Abrofona ancestors regarded and respected the African as a human being. And remember, slave trade did not only happen in Ghana. That is why we call it the transatlantic trade. Slave trade. So John Mahama was making Abrofona understand to say, maybe some other countries in the African region, some of them willingly were sleeping with their children and they just came there to arrest them and took them away. So there are so many dynamics to this. The MPP is stupid. You see, Debbie Ametrana Mekasa Moso Kevin Idiatam, we Jimmy Odidi Ayifwechi. Your friend saying, they are just behind Virginia. What's the name? Freemason Fuechi. Kwasiampenya ya ubibinia yetu akwati wasa ahuna memu de kwasia di Freemason chi. Ema na adwene ye ne se onimnyansa chen bibini. The issue we are talking about has a lot of branches. When you go to the Cape Coast Castle, when you go to the Elmina Castle, when you see the inhumane treatment of human beings. Now, so Broni be first slave. Now, so Ojitum says slave, no, and I nipano, ayat is so no, or Johnson is so no, or that is so no, or the is so no. Why would you treat a human being if you consider them as humans? And that is where the line is drawn. That is where the conversation is. If for a member of parliament who says he's a lawyer, general parliament can say, that is our fault. How can you blame we totally for some of the slaves to crown, some of the things that happened, they did not have an idea. When you read the slave trade very well, you realize about 70% to 80% of the people who were taken out of this continent to Europe, America, to be used or treated like animals, they did not even know what was going on. Some of them were captured against their will without any black person interfering. So we allow such idiots in parliament in almost in the name say and the Oshebroni suit, Kwasiabi or Cambrofo. So he does not even believe and trust in himself. Nobody has said there were not some foolish people who were involved in this trade. But we are talking about the issues surrounding how people were not treated as humans. I am so disappointed, Jack. When you hear a Ghanaian, a member of parliament, stand on TV and in parliament to make such a statement, it is disheartening, man.
Somebody bets a vessel, a boat at Cape Coast, and you decide to go to the north, go to the Bono area, get to the Ashanti area, get into the Asin area, and you are chasing your own people, the strongest among them. Then after 100 years, you say, I should be compensated. Who should compensate who? Mr. Speaker, with the greatest respect, I don't want us to create a certain impression that, expressing an opposing view to this whole reparation thing makes you anti-African or you are not thinking about.
I think we as Ghanaians especially, some of us your problem, pal. Yeah. We your problem. Yeah. In any serious country, the likes of Afenyo Market are not supposed to be in parliament. I'm telling you. This statement, it was supposed to get a lot of people furious and angry. It's supposed to get a lot of Africans very angry. The ECOWAS parliament or whatever. Real Africans are supposed to beat themselves up after hearing this guy. People in Ghana who have seen things, read things, understand the reasons why even some Ghanaians and some chiefs decided to be part of this trade. People are supposed to be hurt today. People are supposed to be in pain after hearing your member of parliament stand in Ghana's parliament to make such a statement. This one defeats what we represent as a people. This thing is sad. It's painful. It's it makes it difficult for you to look in the eye of another African and say, this is the leader of a political party that wants to take power. This is the leader of their group that says they have read, they are lawyers, they know the law, they are intelligent. Parliament, this is where we are. Man, this is tough. This is painful to watch. It cuts deep. It makes us feel, the young people coming up and say, how are we even going to change things? How are we going to? And you see, there Yana say, all these things is said in Parliament of Ghana. No, there are some people in the MPP or university, they hold on to it because of politics. So they basically cut off their umbilical cord that makes them who they are and why we are here today. You and I, young people are getting on boats. They are working on deserts because our foundation was depleted from the beginning. As much as we have a lot of resources, whatever in Africa, from Congo to Somalia, all the way to Ghana, to Burkina Faso, to South Africa, as much as the world's wealth is all embedded in Africa, our foundation was depleted. So it became very difficult for the African to even realize or understand what they had or what they have. The slave trade depleted the African continent. It depleted the soul. The brains that were supposed to build our nation from scratch. The principles and the core values of an African from the beginning was taken away. The organic Africa was depleted. The organic Africa, the soul of the organic Africa was taken away and turned into slaves. So if you have taken your time to analyze the beginning of the depletion of Africa, our organic brains to guide us, build, the organic brain was wiped away through this slave trade. So that came after the slave trade, we could not basically have a base, a foundation to understand the principles why we need to believe in where we live. So after the slave trade, we as Africans lost our identity. We could not basically hold on to who we were. So our ideas and beliefs about who we were was taken away. That is why you see that people will be asking, Africans have all these things. Why are they poor? We are poor because we are not where we are, because the foundation was depleted. The organic brain was depleted. That is why when you go to these European countries or these other countries which did not go through this kind of slave trade for the organic brains to be taken away, still, you go to a country like Italy or you go to these ancient nations, what makes them still unique and powerful is because their organic brain, the people who came to form that continent, stuck to the principles. People did not come to strip them of their brain. Because you see, before you can even build anything, the organic brain is what basically visualizes that thing in the head. The organic brain is what we call the blueprint. Our blueprint was taken away because, whether you like it or not, our ancestors were going to slowly and gradually start to embrace who we were and to build our life around who we were. Because if you don't believe who you are or don't understand who you are, you cannot build any life around it. So these same ancestors were the only people who were going to gradually evolve, gradually understand the ocean, gradually understand the minerals, gradually understand we need to protect it, make something out of it. So what these people did was that our organic brain was shattered. And when that organic brain was shattered, they were able to penetrate. That is why you see a lot of borders around this nation, this continent, because we could not recalibrate. We could not come back. We could not have the original organic ideas to let us know that this is where our root is. We need to protect this. So at the point, we lost Africa. At the point, we do not even believe in ourselves that this is where we are from. Because the organic brain that was supposed to be our ancestry, our umbilical cord, that thing that connects us to nature, it was cut off. So it got to a point, every single person started doing what they want to do. And that is what the slave master wanted. They wanted to emotionally and then organically cut you off from your base. It's like our root was basically cut off. It is our study. Even though they have nothing till date, they don't have any resource, nothing, they are still holding on to what made them who they are today. Into Okwa, they still believe in the organic system that built their nations. In Okwa, Italy, they still have that thing there. They believe in those principles. They believe in those organic words. They believe in their organic forefathers who fought gradually, because these big nations we are seeing, they had to start, make mistakes to the point whereby they are perfect. But we did not get to that point. At the point where we started to try, they cut us off. So we did not have anything to look back on or to assess, to check whether we are moving forward or not. So we got to a point where we were lost in our own land. So then the Africans started embracing what they did not believe and understand. So you see a black man wanting to be like a white man because now he has lost that root, that umbilical cord that rooted him to his land for him to believe and protect. It was gone. So the African now became the European African, the American African. They did not believe in themselves again. So somebody wants to wear this kind of clothes. They want to look like this kind of person. They want to have this kind of accent to believe that they too belong. It's all about belonging. And our belonging was taken away from us. So when you get a member of parliament, stand in parliament and tell you that we are the problem and that we today trying to correct the wrongs, that thing that is stuck in our heads, the history that is haunting us, we insisting that people admit. It does not matter whether we made mistakes along the way or not. People admit that they did us more harm than good in this global world. And for an African to stand in Parliament of Ghana to insult us as a people, it hurts, it's tough. It makes it difficult for young people like us to sit and be like, do we need to wipe some generation off to understand that we should be able to, should we need to wipe some people out? Because it is looking like when we take a step forward, the same African will find a way because they have been brainwashed. Because this twerp, this foolish fool, today is following some occult group, occult stupid association around the world and feeling that, oh, because I am part of some group whereby there are white people in there dressed like clowns, it makes me intelligent. That is where we are. Our level of intelligence, who we are, has been taken away. And today, when I heard this guy make this statement in Parliament, I was so hurt. And this is where the MPP is. This is what they believe in. So you go to their TESCON, you go to their communicators, they will all say, yes. This guy is a disgrace. This guy is a disaster. He's a fool. This guy cannot reason beyond where he is standing. It's terrible, man.
Ghana, a peaceful country and a beacon of democracy in its fourth republic, has had violent free elections and transitioned power peacefully without any unrest or civil strife. This has become effortlessly possible because of the peace-loving leaders Ghanaians have successfully elected to lead them. President Kufuor in 2007 perfectly described the attributes of the type of person to lead Ghanaians at all times.
So anybody who is always full of tension and fighting and that sort of thing, we have to be careful about. Whether when the power is given to this person to lead us, he's the type with the experience and with all due respect, the wisdom to be able to keep the country united, to secure the nation, to gain the respect of the forces, the military, the police, the chiefs. Look out for that, because we know the history. Some people have been given power only to lose it just like that. We don't want that.
Even so, this peaceful and beautiful country was handed to Nana Akufo-Addo on the 7th January 2017 as president to lead for 4 years. Many people had reservations about his violent nature, which may have been well hidden from the public, but not from those who knew him best. Mr. Kofi Kumsen, a close friend of President Nana Addo, bluntly stated,
I can't entrust Ghana into the hands of Nana Akufo-Addo. I can't sleep. It's not safe. It's not safe. And I believe that.
Then there's Maxwell Kofi-Juma.
He will be a terrible president.
President Nana Addo's violent nature became immediately apparent as a warlord sponsoring his party hoodlums to attack innocent citizens and public officers alike, as was seen with the beating of ASP Nanka Bruce at the presidency in front of a paralyzed security on the 9th January 2017, just 2 days after Nana Addo had been sworn in as president. President Nana Addo surrounded himself with hoodlums as bodyguards and endorsed vigilante groups such as Invincible Force and Delta Force. Members of these vigilante groups had free rein to attack anyone who was not a member of the president's political party. They went on a rampage, causing mayhem and atrocities on anyone who disagreed with or criticized Nana Addo's government. President Nana Addo's own appointee, the Ashanti Regional Security Coordinator, was heckled, manhandled, and dragged from out of his office like a rat. Not even our courts were spared by these hoodlums. They vandalized court proceedings and broke free fellow members from judicial justice while attacking the sitting judge in the process. The Ayawasu West Wagon by-election was President Nana Addo's first test of leadership for peaceful elections in the country. Instead, a battalion of his party hoodlums, dressed in SWAT uniforms and armed with lethal weapons, were discharged to visit mayhem and brutalities on innocent citizens who were simply exercising their constitutional right to vote. The aim of these hoodlums was primarily to intimidate.
Guys, it's not a joke. When you hear people like Afenyon make such statements, and you ask yourself, we are sure, say, Anke Kufuor and Nekoye Sadi, we are can't see Anka Afenyon be making statement. No. Afenyon making. Adia Jo Mahama Ben with you and around the world, they are applauding him and around Africa. We are sure Sanke Kufuor and Nebeye Sadi we are and Afenyon making be in parliament to be in another way. It's politics to him. He doesn't care. Who will be Jimmy. That is where we are. Sanke Kufuor that this amosh we ban anka countries 123 G2 say Bruni edibibini bone or Africa. We are sure Sanke Afenyon making be in parliament to make his statement way. No, never. He would have written a speech, read it in parliament, go out to go do press conference to prove to Ghana for say Kufuor is the most intelligent person. But why do you think that today an African wants to find a way and run down what we have all achieved? It is because of politics. These people who lead the MPP, they don't see anything. They see everybody as a fool. Everything is about politics. Eh? These are some of the things, Abia, you don't understand what we are talking about. This slave trade, these are some of the things that we as Africans, these are some of the things that we lost as a people. Loss of population. We are talking about especially young and strong people. That time over 100 years ago, we lost all of them. That time, na abrofo na omo be fire kono, na omo ma any omo na ma omo strong. Omo build omo kro, they were there, they were living. Millions of Africans were captured and taken away. Sa brodi na oba be capture African now than a choir. Na ne ma omo strong, ne nana no omo strong. But unim do obefa millions of Africans are not omo strong, omo to build the continent. He took them away, put them in dungeons, pushed them in boats. They were under boat for sometimes a year, 6 months. They never saw light. In those big boats, in Suane Kwasie, when they take a shit, they were in there, down there in the boat. They were humans like you and me. Na abrofo tesoro no monsa whiskey. Na omo riakoko. Na hundreds and hundreds of people were pushed into a small space. Omo jonso anomu dem. Omo jomo na anomu dem. Ya to eduane mo se moa. Na abrofo na omo te sa ship nim no. Omo yirenom ene omo mbanom were in school. They were at home. And these people, you and I, our ancestors are Afenyon Makika say, omo yankwasiafo no, they were under a boat. White people were sleeping up there. Say boat na se insu ekom na epie ni nyina, they lived down there like animals. Strong, able men and women. Yadi ujina nsuo so be 6 months, ebi to be nsuo so 1 year. Ye bie ship ase ni atu aduane guo no mu didi se moa. Obu ho a ye chain to a dead person. 6 months na nipa na wewu no onene da chain mu e da boat ase. You think this is a joke? This is not a joke. This is pain in the hearts of an African. A young man, a young woman will be dead next to another man or woman, chained to him. He cannot do anything. They stay under that boat for months. Until we reach where we are going, the dead will not be taken out of that chain. So somewhere 30 no more, those down there will be chained to the dead and they'll be there with them. You think this is a joke for you to stand in parliament? And you want it because of politics. This is not a joke, my friend. We are talking about those taken were mostly young, healthy men and women. The most productive part of society. They stripped us of our young age. The people who were going to build the continent, they were taken away. Only the old who were about to die were left behind. You think this is a joke? Do you think this is a joke? And our history I want to ask you, and I am printing it in your face. May mount a realistic picture of what people like you went through because of their color and their location. We are talking about this immediately weakened communities, farms, and local economies. Majority of the small economies that these our forefathers were trying to build, the same way these Americans and British started building their colonies slowly, taking some from the Red Indians and all that, the way they started living in tents, small, that is what we were building. But these people came to strip us of our dignity. They left the old that could not take care of themselves, so economies, farms were all destroyed. And that is how you are not able to build. You are not able to know where you are. You get lost in your own land. We are talking about destruction of families and communities. Obiawo 3 months. Ebada naso ni ati akwara no. Ni ede ne kwa kwahye boat mu. Yede na kwahye Cape Coast Castle for a year, 6 months. Oni obia onim ne da no mo sha danger mu omo dwonsogu omo jom nan go mo if you don't say moa they are there. Ya te de ba free ne nsam obi o onyem onim po so onyem ebi onyem 1 month ni abeton no sheep na was start detect say onyem. You know what people went through? Do you think this is a joke? The raw pictures and I make no. Along the way, some people got blind. Imagine Omo Muni could not do anything, and somebody along the way getting blind. A man and mema fremu, women were having their menses in this situation with men in a boat together. Do you think it's a joke? We are talking about a continent that was depleted because of some people's action. And they catch them say, your forefathers, not you, your forefathers' actions has hurt the soul of Africa. Just admit to that. Now, Bronia Jatum Sampa, a member of Ghana's parliament, gets up on his feet and starts to tell us shit, all because of politics. Entire villages were sometimes destroyed or abandoned. That is what I was talking about. Our base, our umbilical cord was cut off. A whole continent. It is not just Ghana. It is not just Benin. A whole continent. And Ghana alone, you know where slave trade happened. How our country was turned into basically a port of trading, a platform of trading. And you stand in parliament and wear a suit. Then you call yourself, say me a Ghanaian ba. Every Ghanaian should respect me. And you spit in our faces after your marking because you're Jimmy. Social structure and traditional ways of life started breaking down early. We started losing our culture because the people who were going to listen to the old people to continue the history were all taken away. So the culture died. Imagine the young people, 17, 18, 19, who were going to learn from our forefathers how to farm, how to keep food, how to build a nation, how to build a community, how to protect themselves. Those people were taken away. So who was going to protect the culture? The culture of the American, the European, was protected by their children. That is why they've been able to build it till this point. But there was nobody back home to protect that culture, to protect that tradition. So at the point, we lost it. We did not know who we were. So you see an African, he wants to speak like an American. He wants to speak like a British. He wants an English school. We are talking about the effects of this transatlantic slave trade on the continent of Africa. Afenyomakin is a fool. Economic distortion. Instead of developing industries or trade in goods, many areas focused on capturing and selling people. So at that point, now people were into farming, yam farming, cassava farming. People were starting to build small colonies. People were starting to build small economies. It got to a point, people felt that slave trade paid more. So indirectly, people were enticed to go into it. Do you understand? And most of the people who went to it did not even know what their fellow brothers and sisters were going to go through. They thought that these people were being just taken away. But we are talking about the journey. That journey of no return. That journey that got a lot of people turning into ghosts on seas. People were thrown overboard because at the point they couldn't do anything with them. So thousands and thousands of people along the way on the journey on the sea said, they find slaves and throw them overboard. People, their souls were lost on sea. If asamai ene sebio ahonhom enam wiase, they are still lingering on the ocean. They don't know where to go. They are stranded. And hundreds of years, because samaya, you don't grow. So if you were 23 and you were a ghost on the ocean, thrown into the ocean, you will be lingering on the ocean for years and years. That is the pain that we are talking about. And then a member of Parliament of Ghana stands in Parliament and tells us, we should take the blame. And that whatever has happened in the UN, he sees nothing extraordinary about it. But then Kayekufor in the Kaya and Kafinyomakin will applaud him. This is a stupid hypocrite. This is a stupid fool with no principle in life. We are talking about this prevented early economic growth and innovation. Africa became dependent on European traders for goods. That is where the economic dependency started. Because the young people who were supposed to work, to build, to protect, to secure were taken away. Now, those who were left behind were forced to rely on the foreign trader to survive. Because if I'm living in a home with 3, 4, 5 young people, and I have 2 old women, 2 old men, and then you take all these young people away, and it's left with 2 old women, 2 blind men, how are they going to live? What they have to do is to resort to the same slave master who will come back and tell them, I want to help you. Because you, the old woman, you cannot farm. You, the old man, you cannot farm. You need to live. You need to eat. So now we have to depend on the slave master. Because majority of the strong people, the women and men, they have taken them, killed some on the ocean, sold some to be working on plantations, wasted their lives. So this continent was left bare. So the people who were left, those who were very young and those who were very old, who could not do those things, had to rely on the European and those people who call themselves the slave masters. So they had no option than to say, you can build your castle. When you bring wheat, give us some to eat. Now, when somebody controls food, he controls the mouth of a human being. When somebody controls food, he controls the soul of man. And that is how the dependency started. Afenyobakin is a crazy hypocrite. We are talking about introduction of foreign goods and dependency. Europeans traded items like alcohol, guns, and textiles. Now they saw Africa as very needy, very dependent. So they started flooding our system with what they believe will make us believe in them. So they started bringing guns. We took the guns. We wanted to protect our territories. Then we started to kill each other. Now we have guns. We know guns can kill. Our brother who used to be our brother now is an enemy, because now I've been told that because of what is happening, I need to protect my territory. So my brother becomes my enemy. Alcohol, hard liquor was brought. Men lost their mind. They did things that they did not even believe in. We are talking about things that changed Africa. 6, introduction of foreign goods. And I've told you, over time, African societies became dependent on goods. Local industries like cloth making or metal works declined. Now, for those who were blacksmiths and all that, they basically decided not to get involved in that again. So the growth of the continent started to retrogress. We started getting retarded. Everything started slowing down. Now that is when the slave master entered and took advantage of the system. Because there was no growth. The young people to grow it have been taken away. Now, the rest are supposed to be dependent on that same slave master. And he looked at it and said, in my country, I have snow, I have this bad weather. Here, if I put one corn on the ground, it can grow. So they then turn Africa into an industrial hub that will feed the West. So they come to Africa, they get wheat. They come to Africa, they get things that on their land they can never grow. So they come, they turn Africa into a wholesale. They did whatever they wanted to do. They took the gold they wanted, the silver they wanted, the bauxite they wanted, the food that they could not grow on their land. They basically took it with them. Because when you control food, you control the soul of man. So the dependency has been there. And somebody will ask, why are we still dependent on them today? That is one thing that you need to understand. You were born as a human being. And when you were born as a human being, your father told you were a Catholic. So your father started calling you Stephen, Kwame, Amwako. From the day you were born, you were told that there is a God. And that God tells you that do this, do that, and do that. Your father learned that from somebody who made him believe in that. And I'm trying to tell you about how psychologically, if something starts and at a point it does not stop, it will be difficult to stop it. So you grow up believing that there's God who is sitting on a throne somewhere and that you have to do this and that to make sure you please that God so that you can go to that God. In fact, whatever you possess does not belong to you. It's basically material stuff. Because at the end of the day, you are going to go to that God. So now what happens is you come and your father tells you that all the things that you possess that will make your life easy and not to make you dependent are things of the world and that you are not supposed to depend on them. But we depend on a God who at the end of the day you have not witnessed, seen, don't know where he lives. And that is the only way you will be successful. So religion was introduced. The African mentality was distorted. And then we could not believe in ourselves again. So if you say, why haven't we stopped the dependency? It is not just depending on the foreigner. It is about the philosophy. It is about the I want this word, indoctrination. It's psychological. Because today, we have some people, if they don't even go to a certain kind of school or speak in a certain kind of way, they feel that they have basically failed in life. That is the most dangerous part. That is what the white man left. When we became aware of our surroundings and said the white man should live, the slave master should live, the slave master had already implanted that in Africa. And our biggest challenge was that we could not get people to, at the point, say that this ends here. We need to be who we are. We were never able to overcome that. And that indoctrination has ate into our psychological reasoning. We cannot just get away from it easily. So even today, when you build kente in Ghana and you bring a fabric from Cuba, Alfred Nyomakin will stand in parliament and say, this guy is wearing expensive clothes because they are made in Cuba. But the kente, he just sees it as kente. That is where we are. We are dependent on foes, goods that have been worn, clothes that have been worn by somebody, than to even clothes that are manufactured from Ghana, which nobody has worn before. We will still believe in the foes because that is how the indoctrination is. And those are very difficult things to overcome. Those are very difficult things to overcome. These are psychological things that has eaten through generations and generations till now. So let's not make this thing look like a joke. What John Mahama has done, it's It's a big step. It is a big step. And we should not underestimate it. We should not allow some people to make it look like it's just a joke. It is not. Why do you think the Americans and the British decided to stay away from it? They know the psychological implications, what it is going to tell the young African. They know that when they admit to it, psychologically, the young African will now understand why they need to be independent, why they need to start building the new Africa. That is why the Americans and the British stayed away from the vote. Because the moment you show weakness, the moment you admit, then you are making the African more aware. And the new generation will start asking questions and now be posing questions to them. So the best thing to do is to say, I will not speak until my lawyer is around. And that is what they did at the UN. They stayed away strategically because they didn't want the young African to understand that they have admitted that their forefathers hurt us and that they do not have the rights that they have today to suppress the African directly or indirectly. So they basically sat down and said, no, don't give them that. Do not give them that. Because the moment you give them that, you give them power. Say, abrofunye bibia, omni problem with anything. Eden dema brunikache bibi say ampa. Bibi says here, history recorded it. We are sorry. Why is it so difficult for the British to do? Why is it so difficult for the American to do? But psychologically, they don't want their children to also come and meet this history that they admitted at the point that they abused people. They don't want it. They want the history to stay that way, that they are the super, they are the alpha male, they are the superior ones. That is why they stayed away. They were never going to do it, and they are never going to do it because they don't want their children to grow up to come and know that history that they admitted that their forefathers were murderers. They are not going to do it. So this cuts deep. What John Mahama has done, we need to continue and protect that. So for a member of parliament like Afonyo to stand in parliament and say, yes, yeah, Jimmy, this is not anything, and we need to open a horizon. We should not just see things easily like that. Let's not, young Africans, let's not just sit there and be like, everything is a joke. Nothing is a joke. Even war is not a joke, it's business. War is business. Somebody will lose for somebody to take advantage. It's about time we protected our own. The likes of Afonyo and Kofo, oh my Jimmy. Let the new African understand that we can change things at a gradual. My name is Kevin Ekobedi Taylor. It's been a wonderful Friday night. Monday, we'll be here to discuss Ghana. God bless you. God bless me. We will live long. We will protect what is right. We will defend truth. I keep saying we are all messengers without a Bible or a Quran. Messengers who are ready and willing to speak truth to power. My name is Kevin Taylor. Have a wonderful night and cheers. Abuache. Gigim.
Yo! We are best fishermen. No, no answer mine. Abuache. You will for Belgium, it was Betia Belgium, it was two Belgium, why round, Supuno, why round, it was for Belgium, it was two Belgium, why oil? Why round? 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 Every papa no, what one is the motto? 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 Why round? Why oil? Why round? I want it. Original. I will go for Belgium. I want to see Belgium. Rumba,